though. It is going to be difficult here for Hill as he moves up into the center. We got ourselves a 1-1 ball game.
In the next point, Diesel got a shot on Thomas Taylor after the break, and Zach Hill went into D3 as Clint Johnson pushed up the center. But Diesel lost BJ Henningberg to even up the body count. Ryan Hall was then shot off the snake side, and Infamous also lost Cody Mikowski.
Clint Johnson now past the 50-yard line here for AC Diesel, trying to finish off these last couple players, and there they go.
With 10 minutes left, both teams spread the field wide. It was 5-on-5 until Nate Roberts went past the 50 in the snake and got a shot on Thomas Taylor.
Miss with 4 bodies alive in the center, and look at this. So Roberts is going to get one. Let's see if he can get another one from here.
He also got another kill inside, forcing Ryan Hall into a tactical retreat. Hall then bunkered out Roberts. It was a good move from Hall to counter Roberts' kills. Mark Johnson then came through, but as the back and forth battle on the snake side went down, rising star Harrison Fry cleared out the D side to earn the point for Infamous.
And then streaking out wide though, Callie Rudolph is still alive, and it looks like Harrison Fry is going to get in there and hit that buzzer to keep Infamous in this game. It's going to be a tie ball game right now with 8:01 on the clock.
Tied up 2-2. Diesel then lost both Zach Hill and BJ Henningberg as Ryan Hall clocked in with Clint Johnson in front of him on the D side. Hall ran through to get both Johnsons, and Infamous took a 1-point lead. Infamous extended the lead in the next point as Diesel pushed up the center early. Harrison Fry went up the D side, and Greg Sewers up the middle after starting in the back center. Henningberg fell into the trap perfectly set by Sewers, who had, in his own words, been chasing chaos and weaponizing one side of the field.
See if Greg set the trap. He did. He set the trap for BJ and able to stay alive. The opportunities for Diesel are getting limited. They might want to think about conceding this point and preserving the time, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So going to go down by 2 with about 4:20 on the clock.
But it got interesting in the next point when Infamous squandered a 4-on-3 high body situation. Nate Roberts took advantage of a penalty, pushed down the snake side, and Diesel pulled within 1. It came down to the last point, 2:23 left on the clock. Diesel needing one to tie. A big moment for both squads. Tournament lives on the line with time dwindling. On the break, both teams went wide. Roberts and Henningberg into the snake, but then a penalty took them both out. Infamous almost ruined another high body situation when Hall and Mikowski both came off. AC Diesel's Mark the Iceman Baginski kept him in the point as he desperately pushed up the D side. Veterans Thomas Taylor and Greg Sewers were able to save it and push Infamous into the semifinals.
Greg Sewers might have an angle from that position to get a shot in on his back. It looks like he's still good to go, but finally getting flipped out of there. So Baginski almost saved this point, but it doesn't look like AC Diesel is going to be able to get it done.
Good for Infamous. You know, they had a rough year last year. They, tried to get some big name players. It didn't work out. They stuck with their guys, and they're moving on.
So it's going to be Russians taking on Infamous, but before we get to that match, it's going to be Impact and X Factor and Revo and Damage. So can't wait to see that one. It's definitely starting to get a little bit warmer today. Still a little bit overcast here, a little outside of Orlando, Florida. You can see Thomas Taylor there. Still getting it done after all these years. I think this is his 20th season. And really helping out the squad with Greg Sewers out there. Those are the 2 bodies left alive to solidify Infamous's small victory here. Another 1-point game.
In 2020, Tampa Bay Damage was back to making consistent Sundays. For a team that used to reign as the best squad in the game, with 3 wins in a row, including a World Cup, making Sunday and going decently deep into the day wasn't enough. They wanted wins. The last win Damage was able to put on the board was in 2013, and their time at the top was a decade ago. But Damage's roster was still filled with highly competent elite killers. They just hadn't been getting the results that they've been seeking. They matched up with Baltimore Revo in the quarterfinals.
This is going to be an interesting battle. Jacob Edwards has also been dominant on that D side, Marcelo. We'll see what he can do here in this game. First to strike is going to be Tampa Bay Damage, as they're going to be shooting O'Mara off the break here.
Keith Brown stepped up at the start of the first point to give Damage a body advantage, but they lost Jacob Edwards to even up the count. Brad McCurley got into a crucial center spot, and it looked like Damage was in control of the 4-on-4.
Does have to be wary of when he pushes down this snake. That back corner bunker on this side can watch him as he goes, bump to bump. Right now, Revo is just posted up cross field, Marcel, so he doesn't have to worry about that currently, and he does have somebody behind him.
And they lost Jason Edwards. Matt Derulo launched, but he ran into McCurley's gun, and the count was even yet again.
So maybe Derulo getting some bad information, or because he immediately got shot and then turned around to Zaleski like, hey, you told me the wrong thing.
And Dan Zaleski got a shot on McCurley. Henry Sands ran down Keith, and Revo's new pickup Chris Shear hit the buzzer to give Revo an early lead.
So then here comes maybe the execution. Keith jumps over the top, I didn't see any balls.
Sense isn't hit yet.
Yeah, Sense isn't hit yet, and then they're going to do a little standoff real quick.
Even with the lead, Revo was aggressive to start the next one, and Damage went heavy guns up. Jason Edwards got clipped again trying to get out wide after the break, but his brother Jacob, who took an early walk in the first point, went off on the D side in a low body situation to keep his team in the tournament and the game even. Jacob Edwards was right back on the gas pedal in the next point, getting into D3 early. As Revo lost their back center and it was 5-on-4. Frank Antetomaso got to the 50, but he lost too many bodies around him as Brian Smith blazed up the snake side. Frank was run down by Jacob and Damage put up another point. Unfortunately for Revo, the rest of the game went the same way. After going down a few and taking too much time off the clock, they were forced to run into guns, and Damage put up point after point, ultimately only dropping that first one, and stormed their way into the semifinal round with the final score against Revo, 6-1.
Oh, Edwards
that was a beautiful shot here on Dan Zaleski. It's to go. Damage just on cruise control right now. Not doing anything special in that one, controlling zones, shooting bodies. Can't really criticize Revo in those deaths though, because they're in a situation where you have to start putting guys in and making moves, and that is a lower percentage play.
We're supposed to do this.
It's 40 seconds. We're good.
You hear me? Nothing to celebrate yet. We're supposed to be here. Hey, after that fuck-up point, cleaned it up. I rotated multiple guys through, multiple things. Dude, we are fucking scary. If we execute.
Edmonton Impact's success in the current generation of our game puts them in the conversation as one of the best teams ever assembled, with a dozen wins all over the globe in just the past 5 years alone. Impact was masterful in the prelims, always a super stacked all-star team, though they were missing most of their Canadian core. Their 2021 roster did not disappoint.
Half our team is pretty much new. 4 of our members have only played 2-3 events with us. So, I mean, we're still in that honeymoon phase. So we still have to figure out what we need to do. And our identity has to be figured out. And, you know, you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. So, you know, we all have to grow together. And I think this is why I'm still passionate about it. It's like I'm seeing something from the beginning blossom. I think I've accomplished everything I've wanted out of the sport, but I want to help these guys accomplish everything they want out of the sport.
Their prelim opponents could only score 4 total points across 4 games, and 3 of those came in a 1-point win against their longtime rivals, current quarterfinal antagonist, San Antonio X Factor.
It's always fun playing them because I think there's just that natural rivalry, just because Rainey's now switched over to that team, and we've always had close matches with them, and they used to be our sparring partner in practice, and now they're not, so. We tend to have this description of our team that we like pocket and we like to play conservative. The dynamic of Kyle and I, we can tend to be a little more aggressive, more so on the snake side. And I think it's just helped us be a little more diverse in game plan, whether it's in a close match or when we're up points. We can kind of throw that aggressive breakout at any moment. And against X Factor, we know they're going to do the same. You know, they're going to throw in game plans that they think we're not even thinking of, and that's just the battle of 2 top teams playing. It really just comes down to who's dialing in, more focused, and making least mistakes.
So just 3 bodies now here on the field. For X Factor, it's definitely Impact's point.
I get to my spot, and I'm always looking for the initial push, and it wouldn't be there because the gaps are so big to get in that snake. Plus, the snake wasn't that rewarding. It was so predictable when the guy would try to make the push down to your end. I didn't need to focus so much on the move right away as Sunday went on, just because everybody knew what the meta was on how to play that snake. So I was trying to find other spots to be more productive in, and that was the corner because it was still the furthest bunker out wide when you're looking at the tapes of a layout, and I was able to turn the field even from that corner because guys couldn't make the corner like I was as consistent, and I was able to stretch the field wider than the opponent. was easier for me to have more gun control on the opponent. Even if it was 2 or 3 guns, I was finding my rhythm and my timing, when to make the push, when to put the pressure, and that's what you saw there.
In a minute and a half.
All right, I like this. Here we go. Up.
Oh, Jesse Stevens
Jesse
runs
taking
into a
the
lane.
After Impact played a near-perfect 4 points, X Factor was finally able to get some crucial key kills, which led to a minor penalty on Impact. X Factor ran in to score their first point of the match.
Gonna open the door slightly for San Antonio X Factor. They needed something to happen. It does. And now we're gonna have a 3-point spread with 6:11 left. That's a good kill here for San Antonio X Factor. Nick LaValle walking off. Still 4 bodies alive.
So X Factor fighting back here.
Well, it looks like so Mal's getting shot out of that back spot.
X Factor is finally able to slow down Goldman's productivity. After taking out Nick LaValle in a move up the center, they got the crossfield shot on Goldman in the corner. And then X Factor played good team ball to pick apart the rest of Impact's players.
Gets diced up by 5 X Factor guys.
This is why I'm a fan of X Factors, because they're almost never out of it.
Both teams got a kill on the break, making it 4-on-4. X Factor keyed up on Goldman. The body advantage played smart. They took the point, bringing the game to within 1. The score that was 4-3.
And sure enough, that's what Bayrod's doing, attacking the attackers. But he does get clipped from TJ Danner. Archie's turning the table, so Archie's had a hell of a weekend. And he puts his hands up, all 5 are dead. He knew the count perfectly, and he's going to run in and preserve the time and hit that buzzer with just under 3 minutes to play.
Impact rotated Kyle Spica in for Alex Goldman to play the snake position. They sent Spica out wide to the corner, and he made it alive off the break. They had 5 alive. Impact then took defensive positions to grind out the clock, forcing X Factor to make mistakes.
X Factor has to have some sort of offense right now. Where's it going to come from? Jesse is in a good spot to try to... but he gets clipped.
That's okay. That's okay.
After 2 deaths, X Factor conceded to regroup. The score was 5-3. X Factor's accurate off-the-break shots got them 2 quick kills, which led to a minor on Impact. Ineos ran in to hit the buzzer, with 1 minute left on the clock and a chance to tie the game.
And this is going to be what X Factor needed here, as they needed quick points to have any chance. They needed a real quick one here, and they got what they needed. So
It's hard to continue to have that momentum when you're playing a top team, because you know they know that they're in it at any moment.
Mouse is going to hit the afterburners to dive in, and he's able to make it clean, so that's crucial.
I knew I needed to get wide, just because if I made it to that corner, that I had such a good chance of slowing them down, whether it was coming from the snake side or in the center. That corner kind of held a lot of the angles if you had to do a push point against us. With me stretching the corner and us shooting the 2 bodies early, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for X Factor.
The matchup in the semifinals would be Los Angeles Infamous versus the Russian Legion and Edmonton Impact versus Tampa Bay Damage.
Infamous on first event looking very good too. Yeah, they have big roster, they have like good company of people, and Travis making good strategy stuff. And they know we have like short roster, and they know like we're not robots, yeah, we a little bit tired, and they focus on this.
At the start of the game, both teams lost a body. The Russians pushed hard at the center with Leo Smotrov and into the D side with new pickup Mike Waring. Smotrov bunkered out Thomas Taylor, and Infamous's Ryan Hall died trying to protect against the push. It was an easy first point for the Legion. It was 5-on-5 in the second point until Smotrov was clipped, and Waring got shot to make it a 5-on-3 in favor of Infamous.
Russians.
Looked inside and got caught.
That's a huge kill for Los Angeles Infamous, and they're going to be getting a kill.
Thomas Taylor came through on Sergey, and Ryan Hall hit the buzzer to tie it up. The Russians went with a pretty conservative break, but they still lost Sergey, and he drew a penalty, which pulled out Smotrov.
Russians, Sergey's taking a walk.
5 alive, though.
Another guy taking a check.
Pantolev got a shot on Sewers, and it was 4-on-3. Hall was able to work into the snake at the 10-minute mark, and Alexander Burtnikov got shot battling. The last guns turned to Hall, and Cody Mikowski closed out from the D side.
He's just another one of those guys that every year just seems to get a little bit better.
Infamous again locked in off the break shots, taking out Pantalev. But young Leo Smotrov had a big move in the center, winning the battle with Greg Sewers and running through for a 2-pack. It came down to a 2-on-2. Sergey got the last couple kills to tie up the match. It was a bit of a bloodbath to start the next point as both teams lost 2. Then Smotrov pushed up the center. The Russians also lost Pantalev. Smotrov launched again as Sewers came off, but Taylor and Hall were left alive to clean up the point. They finished off Burtnikov to take the lead. Disaster struck in the next point as Malloy lost the top of his loader on the break, and though Sergey ran a tight route, he was clipped heading up to the center 50, 40 D-side wedge. Sewers stayed low and worked quickly into the center 50 after the first bodies dropped. Taylor clocked in from the snake 50 to get a shot on Smotrov. As soon as Malloy was killed, the Russians conceded to preserve time. Just 2:19 left, and they lost warning from the D-side. Alexander Burtnikov crawled onto Infamous's side of the field in the snake, and he chalked up multiple kills. Smotrov ran in to hit the buzzer to give him a chance. Infamous needed to hold the Russians for 58 seconds. They sent Thomas Taylor up the center to attack the attackers they knew would be flying up the field. Bodies were dropping everywhere. In the end, it was Greg Sewers who, in the first event of his final season, kept his gun on a swivel as the last seconds expired, catching the last 2 kills and saving the point in the game again for Infamous.
Sunday is everything because prelims are you adjusting and figuring everything out as a team. Sunday is the final project, and there should be close to no mistakes, if any, that day. Just because everyone's bringing their A game, they've made the mistakes and adjusted from the prelims, and now it's time for the real show, which is Sunday. It just, everything tightens up that much more that day. Zones, off the break shooting, everything. Everything gets exposed if you haven't learned what you needed to for that layout for that tournament.
Jacob Edwards had been slaughtering people on the D side all event long, so Impact made sure to put guns his way on the break in the first point. They got the shot. Then they also took out Brad McCurley, who had also been on fire a few minutes later. Justin Cornell clocked in on the D side, and the early lead went to Impact. It was the second point. Impact lost Rabakov and Damage lost McCurley. Neither team wanted to make a mistake, so the point ran long.
Great. Wow. Agent Smith has always been the one-ball assassin. Gives Damage a chance by getting back in this game by snapping Fuzzy down the tape.
Yeah.
Impact controlled the gunfights, and they put pressure on Damage in their bunkers. They traded kills, as Justin Cornell was again pushing up on the D side, and he got the crucial crossfield shot on Brian Smith. Then Damage came back to pull within 1. It was a close point. Chad Fougiere's aggression ended it. With the game on the line, it was now Alex Goldman's chance to shine. It was 2-1 with 5:50 left, and Impact went down 2 bodies early.
Good shot. 2-on-3.
Yeah, Chad Fougere getting shot there, and so Justin Rabakov staying alive. Lots of pressure being put on these last couple players here for Impact, but now that's a big kill because that's going to free up Rabakov to start pushing down this D side.
And Jason Edwards,
no one has shot their gun on Impact for a while. Justin's actually dealing with some sort of pain issue.
His gun might not be working.
Yeah, so I don't know what is stopping. What is this over here? 30. They're down by 1. And
Mouse.
Is gonna
Look
steal
at that.
the snake.
Mouse.
Is
Wow.
going to steal this one. Talk about
Amazing.
stealing point, the best snake. So we see the replays here on your screen. And this is Goldman. We've been talking about this all tournament, man. This snake side is treacherous. It's very difficult, but you got to kind of slow play. You got to be very careful. Sometimes you can push up totally contingent on what's happening, but the team that's going to win this tournament has to have the ability to steal points, clutch moments with the snake side, and that's why you pay out so much.
Damage didn't have time left to recover, and Impact would move on to the final match.
I mean, look, I'm here at the field. I'm here every week, and I put the work in. So if that should solidify your confidence going into pressure moments because you've done it so many times. It's just now you get to do it on a scale where everybody's watching, and you get to finally showcase all your hard work. So for me, that's a place to strive, and I love that.
Light these guys on fire, Lord. Let me be the best of the abilities. Keep you safe from injury. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's
go! Sunday paintball, boys. Let's go. Team in 3. 1, 2, 3. Team squad! Do that shit in the face.
That's why we work. Hey, go to work one more time.
Play hard for each other.
One more time. Let's go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Family!
The final battle at the NXL Sunshine State Major was now set. If Infamous could take the victory against Impact, it would be their first Xball win in 5 years. An Impact win would be yet another notch on their ever-expanding belt of recent victories in the past half-decade.
Five break here with doubling up in that back center bone for Infamous, the first to try to get out wide, and it looks like they're able to get everyone out and get him out clean. And Greg Sewers has continued his, what has been pretty much a relentless attack from Greg Sewers. They're going to shoot out Nick Laval. So first to strike is Los Angeles Infamous. Oh, and they get a shot on J-Rab too. So this could be really good here for Infamous.
Because they did shoot 2 of us quick in that first point, and it was just kind of 1 by 1 after that. And I know it came down to myself and Matt.
That's going to be very difficult here. Matt Jackson does spread the field out.
The thing that I thought in my head was I should have at least tried to make a push. Because if you're going to lose that point, at least go forward and maybe you can flip it and make something happen. And I kind of just let the point play out from the corner.
Mouse takes a walk, and great first point for him.
Yeah, real solid control, great off-break shots. And it's just Matt Jackson, and they're going to save in some pain and concede the point and save the time. Just the crowd going wild here with the underdogs. Infamous going up by 1.
Same 5. Let's get one more in, you guys. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, 89.
We roll the dice. I go snake off the break. I end up making it. I saw Greg was shooting for me. Someone ends up picking him up, so that's kill 1. And I'm kind of just waiting down the tape because I know how Thomas plays. As soon as a guy's wider than him, he likes to match. So I'm waiting. Matt fills my corner, great move. Bad move though when he shoots me in the back of the head. And and again, as a 1, to just move on. Yeah, that's a mistake. He knows that shouldn't have happened. Me arguing about it or complaining is not going to do anything good for us. So I just walk off. Maybe gave him a slight look like, hey, making sure that doesn't happen the next point or we're going to be in trouble here. But Matt ends up having a good point, and he knew he needed to go step up after having that mistake.
It's just Cody Bukowski, so in fact, right on the board. Yeah, we do have a game.
So we're always trying to fight back this whole match. We're down bodies, they're up bodies, they're trying to close. We're just trying to survive and get the information across to each other. No, Matt. Thomas was doing a really good job that match of finding his way in the snake and constant pressure. He did a really good job.
This is an incredibly important point. Yeah. And it's about how is the point won? Because if either team comes out and blows the other team out of the water, okay, now boom, huge confidence boost. You go back in the pits, everything seems to be working, so we'll see. Oh, look at this though, Justin Cornell getting shot at D2, so now it's a 3-on-5 situation. That's what's so hard when you are deep into the water on Sunday afternoon. playing against the other best team out there, it's so hard to finish points because you don't want to make a mistake, so you're going to be extra, maybe a little bit tentative sometimes in making that move, and it's hard to close out of a 3-on-5.
Yeah, I think Thomas is going to find Nick the ball here. Once he finds Nick the ball here in the middle, he's going to go drop the hammer, maybe trade out, leave Infamous in a 4-on-2 situation.
Oh, Thomas is picking the right moment to go. He's going to go and he's going to get. Oh, that's just a beautifully timed move from Thomas Taylor.
All about timing. All about great move. Great move.
The old man still got it.
Oh,
20th year in the pro division.
Handling, communicating and handling. Great move, Thomas.
Impact did not see this coming when they drew the game plan.
Well, Thomas Taylor's going to try to commit. See, I don't. That we might see.
No,
we're going to see a penalty. Oh my God. See, that's the worst case scenario right here for Infamous. They do shoot Matt. It's going to pull off 2 bodies.
We lose a bunch of bodies in all that chaos. I know Greg on that Dorito side was a bit confused. Our last engagement that he saw me in, I was in the corner, he was in the 50 Dorito trying to wrap and turn the field, and then I have Cody down my tape in the snake corner. So I put Greg in with a quick snap on the inside and moved right into S1, and I knew he would think that I would still be in the corner, and I think Greg had the count wrong just off that chaos of the penalty and us dropping quick bodies. He went to go trade his body with nobody in our Dorito 1, and I caught him on his mid-run. And just in that time, I'm thinking in my head, okay, this would be a good time to run me right now. And that's exactly what Cody was thinking. I come over the top to check him, and he's basically at the end of his run, trying to come run me down, and we trade bodies.
Wow, that's a fun freaking point, guys.
And when you put that amount of energy in trying to close a point against a team, especially when you're up bodies and you don't get that point, that will completely de-gas you. And now the momentum starts to shift.
Let's go, big.
There we go. Fuck yeah.
Good shit, man.
Sitting there, and he's going to go up and underneath. Yep. He'll probably go all the way, and this guy's going to fill.
Same side, you guys are on the same side. 8 pods all out.
50 seconds.
White one.
Oh, he's running and gunning out there, so he's been digging out there without shooting. This time he makes it in running and gunning.
JC gets shot. JC gets shot on the break for Impact. Impact's lost this breakout every point, guys.
Yeah, Infamous is doing a great job of controlling the early battle here in these points, but they got to clean it up a little bit here on these closes.
Ryan Hall's calling the kill on Mouse.
Yeah, Ryan is screaming bloody murder and he shot Mouse. The referee's looking for it.
Oh, and he gets caught. Ryan Hall gets caught.
Yeah.
Screaming for the hit.
Yeah, you got to be composed in there, man.
Oh man, tough break for Ryan Hall. It was one of those shots where it definitely hit me but didn't leave anything, so I think that comes down to like the ref's discretion, like if he physically saw it at that point. I was not trying to cheat, I didn't ever wipe anything. I asked the ref for a check, nothing was there, so just unfortunate events for Ryan Hall because he gets that kill. God, that changes everything.
In the center with Nick Laval, and here comes Greg Sewers. They're both up there. So who's going to get the better? Oh, they're going to shoot out. That was just absolutely filthy there as the ball comes off. I don't know who else could have shot him.
Sewers just took a hit.
Yep, Sewers just got shot. As just wrapped up, releases goes 3-3, calls the kill.
So that kind of leaves the door open now for a potential move for us to go through the center, and that's exactly what Matt and I set up. Infamous, again, throughout the whole match, with just constant pressure on us, pushing onto our side, and Thomas makes a really good move, and I just catch him at the last second in our snake, so he doesn't end up getting a body on that move, and I set up with Matt, put in the 4 across field, and he just highways Thomas, shoots the snake corner, and shoots the last body, closes that point, and that's Kurtz for that one.
Man, that was a really clutch point there. Those guys dug deep.
We knew that Infamous was just going to attack us, and we just needed to survive the chaos.
So here we go. Here comes the fast run. Take Sewers, do it. Sewers right now, right outside Jack.
I get out to the corner. I know at that point that there's a good chance we're going to win the match, just because it was way too tough for a guy to push down the snake. Even if he had a corner player, I knew to pick my timing with the corner guy and concentrate on the snake guy. In all that, Greg makes a really good move onto our side.
Thomas right by here, up in the center, 49 seconds to go. Thomas and Sewers are alive.
If Greg wins that gunfight with Nick, he can definitely go tie the game at that point. I think he comes through and possibly shoots back everyone else. He ends up trading that gunfight, and that kind of saved the point on us winning the event.
That should do it here.
That one definitely could have gone either way, and that one just came down to discipline focus because we had more of it.
Impact was victorious, and they would sit atop the NXL standings with the early series lead. But could they hold on for another title?
You know, we were lucky to have JC join us from the Great White North, and we missed Zach and Bart and Zane, and they were here with us. They were in the meetings with us. They told us, they gave us inspiration, and they talked to us. But like I said, it was a great team effort from top to bottom. So, like I said, I'm just proud.
Alex Goldman was the hero of the day, taking home the MVP and the Golden Barrel in a transformational performance.
I mean, that was the cool thing about Florida. Yeah, I got the MVP, but again, it's all thanks to everybody that is on my team, because you look back and you see there was a contribution from everybody on the team.
We all knew he was one of the best bruisers in Snake, but he won this award, and he helped his team take first place because of his crafty tenacity and his patient aggression. Assets rarely seen coupled with elite pure assault ability.
I don't think that either Infamous or Impact expected that to be a 2-1 game. You go in there and you tell Mouse to be himself, right? Mouse has been in this situation a million times. He knows how to handle himself. And a lot of that comes because Mouse is probably one of, if not the most prepared player in the game. Every time, every off-season, every day off, every weekend off, Mouse is at the field doing drills. There's a reason why Mouse won the Golden Barrel and they won that tournament. It's because he was there minimum of one day every weekend, all throughout December, all throughout January, all throughout February, putting in the time that probably a lot of other guys would put in. So there's probably not a whole lot you need to tell Mouse that he hasn't heard already, other than go out there and be himself, and this is what he does all that extra work.
3 more NXL major events. 3 more Sunday battles to go. Next up, the NXL Mid-Atlantic Major, held just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Who would rise and who would fall? And how did it all go down? Find out on the next episode of 4 Sundays.
last direction that I got. Of the year, the 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major, brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Manny Marshall alongside Rich Telford. And man, I can't tell you the last time I was this excited to start a season. I love paintball, and obviously, with all these stories, Rich, that went on in the off season.
It's been so hard not talking to you the last few days about all the stuff that's going on, so we can save.
We got to save it. We got to save it. So in this first set, it's going to be the Red Legion taking on AC Diesel, and Uprising taking on the New England Hurricanes. So already kicking things off with, some fascinating stories. Red Legion not able to get their starting lineup for the past 2 years with COVID, finally able to assemble that superstar squad with Leo Smotrov here on the Snake side with Alexander Burtnikov. They got Kirill Peridny, Pavel Karslev, and then also Sergei Solnaiskov. That's a lineup that has won events before, and they are going to be a favorite here. They're playing AC Diesel. Rich, your thoughts on AC Diesel? They've definitely had some change in the offseason.
Yeah, so they started off super strong last year, kind of petered off towards the end of the year. They've got 8 players here. Out of those 8 players, 4 of those guys are returning players, 4 of those guys are new players. So to me, it's going to be a big question mark. Do they start off like they started the year last year, or do they start off like the end of the year last year with their 4 new guys? But against a Russian squad with all their bodies back, and if those guys are as excited to play as I expect them to be, it might be a rough match for Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel, towards the end of the 2021 season, things were not going the way that they wanted them to go, not able to make Sunday here at the World Cup. And definitely have something to prove this year. They did pick up Andy Horvath. They have some injuries to the roster as well, too. Clint Johnson will not be here. And Ben Challenger also has an injury. And he was doing some work on the Snake side. But yeah, some new pickups, and it's going to be interesting to see with Diesel. I love that team, like Mark Johnson a lot. And with the Uprising and the New England Hurricanes also in this set. Uprising, same starting lineup we've seen for them for a long time. One of the most inconsistent teams in the league. Sometimes they go big and can go a little deep on Sundays, and other times having a rough go of it out here. It's always a mystery.
They mess up the betting line for sure.
Yeah. And we're about to jump here into this first point. And then also New England Hurricanes going to be stepping on the field for the very first time.
It's going to be a good matchup.
All right. Yeah, so Legion going to be the favorite here in this one against AC Diesel. So,
and this field can play fast, Matty. And if the Russian Legions can play this field quickly, it's going to be tough for Diesel. If they get that offense going early, then it might just kind of sit back and try to figure it out. Nope, Snake on the break.
Yeah, jumping into the Snake here on the break right now for Legion. Going to go right to that 50-yard line here. A little bit more conservative break for AC, staying in that pocket. R&D 1 inside, going to go outside to D2, but Smotrov past the 50-yard line right now. Is going to get that kill cross field. There goes Henningberg. He takes the walk in front of Smotrov.
And man, this is what happens if you get in that Snake and there's not a guy in there to match you. You shoot at least 1, 2, or 3 guys, and if not, all the guns turn on you, and the match is pretty much over. If they get in the Snake, Matty, you have to match them.
Sergei Solnaiskov with a big move up the center here. Just 3 bodies were left. Now just call it 1 with Mark Baginski. I believe the last player left alive. He's going to try to do something over there. Nothing he could do. He just ran into some guns. So, yeah, Leo Smotrov.
Good control there from Smotrov, not forcing a bad gunfight, kind of slowly waiting for each one of those kills to develop, where a couple seasons ago he might have shot one of those guys and got dinked out early.
A little bit of a set play there, it seemed like. Get Smotrov in, not feeling any pressure, immediately crawled to the 50, still no pressure, and he is definitely one of those types of players that if you do not put pressure on Leo Smotrov, put some guns his way, he's going to take huge bites out there. That was a huge bite. Got that kill crossfield to open things up. Sergei also with the move to not let those last 3 players, have a moment of breath to try to reposition.
And man, that's our first look at this field where we have the standard matchup, right? Russian Legion goes hard Snake on the break. Diesel goes pocket. Diesel gets trapped in the pocket, tries to fill out the Snake, loses their first guy on the fill. Smotrov is now in their Snake in a 4-on-5. And if you get outside the pocket, man, it's tough. It's tough to hold those guys back, especially with this Snake.
All right, so going to be jumping into this first point. Going to see the New England Hurricanes earning the right to be here, moving up from the semi-pro division. They're going to be in the blue, starting from the blue side of the field. And they're taking on Uprising. Uprising going to be starting from the red side of the field. Much more experience, the seasoned squad here, Uprising, many years in the pro division, and can beat top teams. So definitely a big favorite here in this one is going to be Uprising. But Rich, when you're the new team coming up, every team you play against you're going to be the underdogs.
For sure. I mean, until you prove yourself, right? Good breakout for both teams. Looks like 5 alive, Maddie. Oh, Hurricanes losing their first out of that back can on the Dorito side. There's 2 cans in the center of this field, one on the Dorito side, one on the Snake side, so it's pretty simple to figure those cans out. Snake can, Dorito can.
Yeah.
Uprising with 4 guys still in the pocket. Hurricanes were able to get 2 guys outside here, Maddie. One to the God bunker, one to the Snake corner bunker.
And again, it's New Orleans Hurricanes here.
Obviously.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not coffee yet. But yeah, New Orleans Hurricanes now getting in the Snake. And good position here for the rookies to start things out.
And it's great that both of these teams are illustrating to us that, hey, if you get in the Snake and they're not in the Snake, you win the game.
Yeah, so
already got a hit on his hopper, filling to the corner, gets caught again.
Yeah, Hamilton, Hamilton getting into a good spot, but just trying to do a little bit too much right there as he's going to be forced to take the walk. But player for the Hurricanes making the move up into the center brick, going to be getting past the 50 here.
Yeah, where Smotov went over there and kind of slowly developed those kills, he went a little too quick.
Finds that last body for Uprising, and a little bit of a chaotic point here as bodies dropped out of the backfield for both squads, as there was 1 body left alive on that D side, Alexander Borromeo, and New Orleans going to be winning their first point.
Good job. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. You know, a lot of times, Maddie, when these teams move up, they're really closely skill match. The skill is very, very close. It's the adjustments, right? So now they've won that first point. Can they figure out what they can do a little bit better next time, or can Uprising figure out how to make that adjustment and stop what they've done? But both sets have illustrated what happens if you get stuck in the pocket and what happens if you get to the Snake unattested.
Yeah, it's we knew that this was going to be a fast field with chaotic moments out there.
We hoped.
We hoped. Well, that's what everyone was saying from practice. And yeah, you never know until you get to actual tournament. But these teams have had 2 weekends to play this field. Should have it dialed. Yeah, going to be little inches here or there that are different, but the principles should remain the same. Sure enough, they definitely are. So now these teams going to switch sides. Red Legion here on your screen.
Okay, Rush Legions with a more conservative breakout, except for they go big, big, big on the Dorito side. They lose their Snake corner, but they take the Dorito 40 on the break, Maddie. So big bite over there for the Russian Legion, shooting the Snake player attacker. So it's 3-on-4 advantage now for the Russian Legion.
But Rich, Diesel losing 2 bodies here from the Snake side of the field as both Grayson Gladstone and BJ Hennerberg going to be taking the walk. There's Krill Peridney.
Yeah, both of them got shot on the transition to try to move out here side to the Snake side because the Russian has so much penetration on the Dorito side that they were able to shut down the Snake side from there.
Yeah, and also their penetration in the center of the field, that stand-up tower with Krill Peridney. And they're going to get right into the Snake as well, too.
And now this corner cannot stop the guy from going down the Snake, Matty, unless he crawls out the corner, shoots down the line.
Yeah.
So although there's a corner there, you can't really affect what that Snake guy does.
Yeah, it's a ladder Snake, but that back bunker is in set. And it's tough. You cannot control what's happening down that sideline from that back spot as efficiently as other field layouts we've seen before. So the Snake definitely potent here. And Sergei Sonaiskov in the Snake there on the right-hand side of your screen. He's at the 50. He's wrapping around. Trying to finish off this point. Looks like only just 1 body left alive back
just
corner.
Mark Johnson in that Snake corner, which is probably the most important bunker on the field, especially in a defensive position. And Mark's doing his best to hold off the 3 guys, but loses that. It's going to be 2-0 with about 12 minutes and 40 seconds left in this match.
Well, a little bit of a longer point this time for Diesel, but still, they're not shutting down the offense here, and they're not keeping enough bodies alive to do so.
No, and I like the Russians attack hard on the Snake. So ACDC is like, hey, man, we got to shut that Snake down. Hard on the Dorito. So now they're probably going to do what next? Come hard up the gut? They wouldn't be that predictable.
Are they going to try to show their hand, Rich, this early? Maybe they just go pocket up and see if they can shoot some bodies on the break.
Why not?
But yeah, so far, Russians, as advertised here, looking really good through 2. Diesel needs to pick it up. A lot of time left as those first 2 points clicked off pretty quick. Uprising now dug themselves a little bit of a hole here against New Orleans.
Yeah, they've got to figure out how to get in that Snake, or at least how to stop the Snake, right? You don't have to get in it if you can keep the other team out of it, but if you can't keep the other team out of it, then you've got to be able to get in there too. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of points out here. You're going to come hard and fast.
I do like the fact that we saw the rookies come out here and win their very first professional point.
It's got to feel good, right? Get on the pro field, win your first point. They should just retire.
That's it.
Yeah, I played pro, never lost a point. Never lost a point.
We did it.
Good breakout for the Hurricanes. They go hard on the D side.
Yeah, take a little bit of ground, getting wide on the D side, getting into that outside D1.
Uprising losing the first player, Maddie. So 4-on-5 advantage here for Hurricanes.
Then just feeling each other out right now on your screen from that red side of the field. There goes the Hurricanes. Oh, but James Creek catches one trying to get into that Aztec. That's going to be 3 bodies left alive as Borromeo taking the walk.
Looking good here, Maddie. 5-on-3 as they attack the Snake with no one in front of them.
Well, they're winning some gunfights early, and they're definitely taking some ground after they get those kills. So, yeah, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. They get a body here into the Snake.
Yeah, Uprising looking a little bit rusty here. This is going to be a 5-0 for Hurricanes. Good job, guys. 2 points in a row.
Smith got here into the snake and didn't really have to do much, and Pate behind him. But
he got 1 kill.
Yeah, but they did the work early on. They've been doing this work early on. They're winning their initial gunfights.
Yeah, and then they make their fast transitions and close well.
It is good to see that they're sometimes, you'll lose kills out there.
Yeah.
They seem to have the communication dialed.
This is certainly one of those fields where you lose bodies.
Yeah, and so it's good to see them knowing that they're shooting these bodies, making the correct moves. You see they're kind of just having a little powwow here.
I like that they're having that little conversation, right? Like, hey, what could we have done better? Hey, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we're on TV right now. Let's just take some time. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Looking good through 2.
Did anybody get shot? Okay, nobody got shot, so we're pretty good. We're pretty good.
Maybe one of them got shot. I don't see 4.
No, there's 5.
Yeah, the 5th guy was like, hey, I'm just going to hang out over here. It's a little shorter walk.
I'm going to pretend like I'm with you guys.
Yeah, so
good job, guys.
See, that line was at least walking off there, Bailey, Simpson, Bell. But, I mean, no cracks in the armor so far for the rookies here as the New Orleans Hurricanes looking solid. 2-0 in both these games in this set.
Diesel needs to mount some offense here, Matty. Both of these points, they've lost the offensive battle and not been able to get outside and match them on the tapes. If you're going to lose anyway, might as well lose going at them, right? Don't me, okay? Don't me. That's a Saturday.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, that's a Saturday afternoon. That's a Saturday afternoon.
It's a little early to start arguing with you. I'm down.
You're already boring me, Rich. You're already boring me, Rich. Can somebody get this guy out of here, please?
Well, if you could just say more profound stuff, that would be great.
I try so hard.
Well, here we go. Legion up by 2 on AC Diesel.
Oh,
still
look.
a lot of time left
Russian
on
Legion
the clock.
through the middle.
Yeah, but the Russians losing a body early, but they are attacking. So, yeah, sure enough, like you talked about, here's the attack past the 50 up the center with Kirill. They lose 3 bodies, though. It is not looking good here for Red Legion.
2 on 3, Matty.
Oh, wow, they did shoot. Yeah, so some chaos again on this crazy field layout. 2 bodies have definitely walked. No, call it 3 now. It's a 2-on-2 situation
And
here.
one of the 2 is Smoach off.
But Diesel gets all the way into the 50-yard line, past the 50-yard line on the D side, gets those last 2 kills. And who's that? Is that the Iceman himself?
I think so. Baginski?
Yeah, I think Mark Baginski just saved this point from that D side. So good job, Baginski, to put the first point on the board.
And that's the one thing on this field, Matty, is if you don't have one good gun Dorito side and you blink, that guy can fly down and just change this game one way or the other. The fast side is definitely the D side.
Well, it's interesting. Well, you have that little bit of a triangle V structure over there, which is a kind of a snake structure on the D side.
Is that what we're calling it, the triangle V snake structure?
Look, where I was trying to figure it out.
It just rolls off the tongue.
I'm going to go with the V. It's a V from that side.
The V, I like
Looking at it from our perspective.
Our V, their V.
Yeah, and easy to say. But so in that V on the D side, typically D side players are used to knowing what's in front of them. It's a little bit easier to see on the D side. Snake players, you're used to not necessarily knowing exactly where that body is. And I was talking to Billy Bernacci about this, and it is going to change things up a little bit, but it does create those dynamic moves sometimes.
Certainly
when one guy does know what's going on. So as that
one
play,
guy doesn't.
Well, as it was devolving, and both teams were just getting destroyed, but Baginski kept his wits about him and pushed the issue over there, and he just reacted faster, and that's saved that point for Diesel. So now jumping back in here, New Orleans Hurricanes.
Again, 4 on 5
Seattle
advantage.
Uprising.
They've won every one of these breakouts, Matty.
Yeah, look very poised here in their bunkers with these off the break shots. Nice little move up the center right now.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They now go up the middle because he can shut down that snake shot from the guy in the God. 5 on 4, goes again forward. Uprising was able to get out of the pocket, Matty. They've got one in the Dorito, inside Dorito on the drill side and one in the God bunker that attacks the snake here. But they put those guys in defensive postures. They lose another body. 3 on 5 advantage for the Hurricanes. New Orleans is looking really, really good here, Matty.
Yes.
Really polished.
Scotty.
Oh, they lost that, though. That was
might have been night. Yeah, Uprising walking off, shaking their heads a little bit here, dropping some bodies as 2 more come off. Borromeo taking the walk. I believe that might be Eaton taking the walk.
I think it's 1 on 4, Matty. Just the God player left alive.
Hurricanes came to play some paintball this morning.
They're not messing around. They're taking every advantage they can, and they're doing great.
Well, the biggest glaring issue right now for Uprising is they can't get 5 bodies alive. They're not living any more than 5 seconds out there.
And 0 offense. They haven't been in the snake yet.
Yeah, because they just don't seem to have the bodies alive. Hurricanes are doing a great job. They've been doing their drills, I'll tell you that. They came prepared.
Zone control is on point.
Zone control is on point. They look poised in those gunfights. They're definitely keeping the communication. They're seeing the kills when they're getting them, and then they're not scared to take advantage of that high body situation by and they're all living through these instances. They're living through their gunfights. They're not getting shot on the break. They're making those clean bumps. These guys get an A so far here through these first 3.
Well, you're kind of a soft grader, so I'm going to give them a B+. But good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
You would. You're so hard to please.
I just want them to improve, okay? I want to
improve
give them something to drive for.
Improve upon a shutout so far?
Yes.
With barely any kills, barely any drop bodies?
You've known me for a couple months now.
Such a taskmaster.
Big jump on the D side for AC Diesel, and they also shoot a body. So 4-on-5, 3-on-5 advantage for Diesel, and they do have a player up on that D side. Another player's pushing through D side now. They lose. Diesel loses the first player. 3-on-4.
Grill Brittany coming off, yeah, and Karslev coming off as well too here for Legion. Oh, they lose Sergey. So here comes Baginski, I think, again, feasting on that D side. Can't quite see who it is, but a body just flew past the 50-yard line here. The D side trying to close things out. It is Baginski yet again, stepping up for Diesel.
Yeah, and Smoshop was in their Snake. He just had no support, and they ran him down.
Yeah, Logan Dyer also getting it done here on the Snake side, and now we got ourselves a tie game. So we were wondering if Diesel was going to wake up after the kind of getting blown out in those first couple points, and it's Mark Baginski, the Iceman, really stepping up this morning here for AC Diesel.
Apparently they needed 2 hard slaps in the face to get up, and now they are up.
Some teams are like that, right?
Some teams need a couple hot ones.
Some teams need to get punched in the face a little bit, especially in these 7:20 a.m. games.
I don't like the taste of my mouth right now. I'm going to go out and play differently now. Got a little coppery taste. I don't like that. I'm going to go smash some people. See if the Hurricanes keep the foot on the throat.
Yeah, speaking of work, waking up, Uprising right now getting beat up by New Orleans Hurricanes here in the first 3 points, and it has not been close. I mean, it's been nothing but the Hurricanes shooting lots of bodies on the break, making clean moves, see if they can keep it up. Yeah, I mean, got a chance to talk to Coach Mike Bianca from the Hurricanes. Had some good things to say, man. It really just seems like a very animated and intense and kind individual. At least that was my read on him. But yeah, he had some really good things to say about his boys, and
good. So
far, it's exactly what he told me.
Yeah, we got a 4-on-4 going here, Maddie. 3-on-4 Hurricanes, disadvantage. Uprising's first advantage here in the match. Yeah, 3-on-3 now.
Uprising now pushing up into that Dorito V structure.
Yeah, and I think what they're illustrating, Maddie, here is this is their first point where they've gotten some offense. You know, they went forward on that Dorito side, and they put themselves in a 3-on-3 with an opportunity to win this point. And that's the first opportunity they've had. I don't think this is a defensive play field, Maddie. I don't think you're going to have a lot of teams sitting back and playing really slow, methodical points on this field. Not if the other team is foot on the gas. I think the Hurricanes are just locking it up. They know they're up by 3 points. They know there's 11 minutes left in this match. They have nothing to do except just control and shoot their guns and not make any mistakes here.
Yeah, this is the point for Uprising. And the Hurricanes, did he get scalped in the loader over there?
It looks like it to our perspective, but the ref's right there.
Yeah.
Tim's right there. Tim's watching him. I keep seeing things break off of him, but I think it's breaking off the edge of the bunker. But it's definitely hairy over there for him.
Uprising putting a lot of pressure here on these last 3 players for the Hurricanes, and it does look like, if you look at the position right now on the screen, you got Scotty Knight there at the brick in the center. They have the 50-yard line in the middle of that V, and Graham Arnold over here holding it down. Yeah, right next to Knight, but he is the farthest body over. They have the position. It does look like it is 3-on-3.
But Graham's a little out of position here, Matt, because he's playing defense against the New Orleans Hurricane player that's looking inside, and that guy's not going to go anybody. Oh, they lose a player, so 2-on-3 advantage here for the Hurricanes now.
That's a tough death, I believe, for Eden over there.
And again, Arnold
in a good spot.
Yeah, just playing defense, needed to get his gun in offense, because really they weren't playing 3 against 3.
Well, just a great job here by, I think, was that Bailey in that center? I think Justin Bailey might have got that kill, because that was the gun looking that way, and that's a massive kill. I mean, he's in a pretty tough position. Not really anywhere he can go. Holding down that D side, has to stay alive. He's in a low percentage gunfight with a player who had that whole structure over there.
Wow, he made that gap, Matty. I thought I caught one in the visor going across there.
Arnold was waiting for it. Arnold been sitting on that for a while. Now finally a body does drop for the Hurricanes to even up the counts 2-on-2 now. And then here comes a move by Bailey. So Bailey, after getting that kill on E, is going to come through and trade out. We're going to see our first 1-on-1. Graham Arnold is a 1-on-1 specialist. Graham Arnold for Uprising.
Yeah,
New Orleans Hurricanes.
Yeah, the Uprising player could have caught a penalty on that one. He was a little bit late. 1-on-1 here.
This would be a massive 1-on-1 win here for, I can't see who this is. I think it might be Pate. Yeah, it is Pate here for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, all this would say to Pate is next time you're going to be a 1-on-1, there you go. Better bunker, right? You don't want to be trying to stand over a god fighting like that. Now he's in a much better bunker where he can play both sides and over the top. He can stay on his feet. He is out of paint, though, Matty. He's just got the paint left in his hopper, I believe.
Yeah, coming out of the Alabama Prime camp here. Swiss Army knife for this squad, can play a lot of different positions. And
he's doing that right now.
Some guys on this squad feel that he's one of their better players, and so he is matched up against Graham Arnold. Graham Arnold he's won a lot of situations like this over the years for his squad. He's a survivor, and he a lot of times will find himself in 1-on-1. So he's had to be here many times. Definitely got to give the nod here, just because we've seen him time and time again prevail, Graham Arnold. But doesn't look like no paint left for Graham Arnold. I don't think Pate has any.
He doesn't
left.
But Pate's doing exactly what he needs to do, right? The longer the seconds click off this clock, the better it is for him, right? So
it's absolutely up to
Yes,
Graham Arnold
yeah,
to push it. Down 3, still with 8:17, so Graham doesn't need to get crazy yet. He doesn't really need to start riding that aggressive edge. Can play just a standard one-on-one, but the time is not in favor of Uprising right now. So Pate is doing a good job of trying to, because if he gets this kill and has just burnt off another minute, man, that's a big, they need to be patting him on the back when he gets into that pit if he does win this one here.
100%, but it's funny, Matty, because these guys are both so low on paint, they're basically doing one-ball checks. One-ball check, one-ball check. Oh, he did have one more pod left.
Who, Arnold?
Arnold, yeah.
Oh, was on that
That's
side.
a big
We couldn't
advantage.
see.
Pate's definitely one-ball check-in. But all he's got to do basically is just guard the buzzer, right? He sits there, makes him try to run him down and trade him. I mean, the best thing he could hope for right now is a trade.
Because even if Pate does lose this one-on-one, but still burns 2-3 minutes off the clock,
easily,
you're still down, or you're going to be up by 2, but that's still a little bit of a decent job for him. The one-on-ones are a little bit of luck, and he comes across,
he gets
commits, and he gets the kill.
Wow.
So Pate is going to step up. We got Aaron Pate here.
Nice job,
rookie,
brother.
putting a team
Number
on his
2.
back in that one-on-one.
Remember the name. Remember the name. Good job, brother.
Still shutting out Uprising here, and
he
Graham
got the
Arnold.
key kill across the field to kind of win that point. That was a really good point for him.
Yeah.
I would love a cough drop. Thank you for asking.
Well, let's get a look here at the replays. So here's Graham Arnold trying to watch that angle. See a little bit of an overslide there, but protected by that pin. And then there's Scotty Knight. So that was that move in the middle of the field from, I believe that was Justin Bailey. And then locked up in that one-on-one, Aaron Pate.
Shoots him on the gap. Shoots him on the move. Impressive.
So just a great job here from the rookies. New Orleans Hurricanes coming out here and putting up 4 unanswered points on a pretty seasoned squad. So things are looking pretty good for them, man. Point margin is huge. If they can take a big win, they're going to be looking pretty good here in game number 1 to try to make a Sunday at their very first event. Still a lot of paintball to be played. Jumping into this next point right now with Legion and AC Diesel locked up at 2, 11:20 on the clock, and a 5-on-5 break. But Smoke Drop past the 50-yard line, untouched so far, taking a lot of pressure from that inside and just trying to do a little too much there.
3-on-5, Matty. Russians down.
Yeah, if Smoke Drop had just chilled just a little bit. I mean,
Just like he
he
did
had
the first
three.
point,
He had
right?
3 guys shooting at him. He had no need necessarily. Maybe he thought there was somebody right on the other side of him. That would explain why he did that.
It was the Dorito guy looking across that caught him going across.
Baginski again?
Yeah, so kind of pushed him forward into that gun. I think he just made him make a bad decision there.
Logan Dyer taking the walk here as the Russians flood another body into the snake as they get Alexander Burtnikov into snake 1, and they're going to be losing Kirill out of that center as Mark Johnson makes a move into the snake. 2 bodies coming off from that D side. Sergey's in there, though, for Red Legion.
2-on-1, Matty.
Yeah,
2-on-2.
Bodies coming off for both teams. 2-on-2 situation, but a little bit better right now for Legion as they have the field spread.
Yeah.
Both players left alive right now for Diesel are stuck on the snake side.
Yeah, and it's Smotrov and Sergey, so it's like really a 4-on-2, maybe a 5-on-2.
I think there's Andy Horvath in the back corner, so Andy, new pickup here.
Wheeling and dealing.
Going to be the last body left alive. Andy Horvath, seasoned veteran.
Smotrov moving back out of the snake.
Spent the last couple years with Mutiny. But Andy's been on some big teams over the years, been doing this a long time. He's in a real bad spot right now. 1-on-2s, you sometimes can make it, but that back corner bunker, not the best spot. When that complete D side is blown open, there's nothing Andy can do in that back corner, not his fault. But now Legion going to take a 1-point lead here in this close match, and still a lot of time left.
Yeah, and what happened is you can tell how hard this field is to read because the Russian Legion lost a body down there. Certainly thought there was one more body. I thought it was a 2-on-2 or 2-on-3 on there. So that's why Britnikov was so slow to come out of that snake. He was dead sure there was something in front of him. If he loses it, then everyone else definitely loses bodies.
Yeah, this is a great play by the last 2 bodies, Malloy and Sergey out there for Red Legion. But I mean, those
couple good matches here.
Good, yeah. Well, 1 good match and then 1 beating so far. As Uprising really needs to pick it up. But it's a cool story for
underdogs,
paintball,
right? You gotta
it's
go for
underdogs,
right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to root for the Hurricanes a little bit right now.
If you have a heart. if you have a heart in your chest.
If your heart hasn't been ripped out of your chest at some point.
And don't get me wrong, this sport will do that to you. For sure.
So we'll see if Uprising can answer. Man, what a difference, though. If they had just been able to pull out that 1-on-1, we'd have a way different story. But right now, Hurricanes up by 4 points in their very first pro game ever. So on the breakout, Uprising trying to get a body out wide. It's just been impossible for Uprising to keep 5 bodies alive on the break. Did they shoot anybody? No, it doesn't look like it. So 5-on-4 situation in favor of New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans in a defensive posture here, Matty. They're not looking to push down the field. They're just looking to lock up and keep Uprising in that trapped in that pocket. And those 2 cans in the back and the 1 temple in the middle. Oh,
first body to drop is
and a penalty.
And a penalty. First penalty of the tournament so far going to be on the Hurricanes. So not ideal for them. 3 bodies left alive.
Yeah, it goes from a 5-on-4 to a 3-on-4. Big disadvantage of drawing that penalty.
But 6 minutes and 44 seconds left
here. That's one of the things that the teams have to get used to when they come up to this level is that the reffing's a little bit tighter and a little bit faster here. So you've got to be able to make those decisions on whether you're hit or not hit or what you're going to do about it really quickly. Hurricanes moving to the drill side of the field.
Yeah, typically the pro refs are pretty quick on the flags. Trying to keep things honest out here.
Especially the first couple matches, right? They want to set that tone, right? This is what you can get away with. This is what you can't get away with.
It's like an umpire's strike zone.
Yeah, stay in your lines. Stay in your zones. Oh.
Borromeo getting pulled out here for Uprising. They're going to try to get a body out to Phil. And it looks like he gets there clean. So 3-on-3 situation, but Hurricanes reading it a little bit quicker and getting into that 40-yard line in the V on the D side.
Yep, and then the Uprising mirrors him up.
Yeah, nice little counter move here for Uprising there.
The Uprising guy looks inside, Matty, which puts him in a defensive posture. The Hurricane guy looks outside and runs and gets a 3-pack.
Oh, and he comes through to get all 3. That's the best move other than Smotroff's move that we've seen so far here in this set.
Yeah, Uprising, both of those guys are out of position, Matty. If one of those guys is looking inside, one of them has to be looking outside. Otherwise, it's a clear indicator for the guy in front of them to go get them both.
Beautiful little 3-pack to close. That's why you always got to keep your head on a swivel.
And they started down a body that game.
Yeah, so Hurricanes just looking real sharp out here in their first pro match. So that's his guy with the 3-pack. Let's see who this was. Yeah, number 20. That glare can't read his back, but we got to figure out who that guy was. That was the.
You might be able to see it on the replay.
That was the best one so far. And you can see here on the replay as just looking inside. I think it might have been Eaton, and he comes through and was able to just easily get all 3 of those kills real quick. Just look at that. Gets the first one, looking the wrong way. His back player right behind him looking inside. He gets roped up and then gets that free kill across the field for kill number 3 in that nice little run through.
Snake on the break for AC Diesel. Gets in there live. Good job. Russians losing their first attack on the Rio side.
I think that was Bell. Drew Bell.
Russians in the center of the field. AC Dallas trying to go up the center of the field. Gets canceled out. Gets shot. 4-on-4 here, Matty. AC Diesel in the Snake. Russian Legions in the center, Snake corner, and now in the Dorito 50.
Yeah, Kirill Perini just leaning up against that brick to try to get a better angle on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Kirill's got to reposition here, Matty. Oh, Diesel loses another player on the Dorito side now.
Yeah,
Sergey's going down the Dorito side, Matt.
Yeah, Sergey's past the 50-yard line here on the D side, really pinching AC Diesel in the center. He's going to get another kill. Baginski forced to take a walk from the backhand, and now Diesel again's in another bad spot. Look like they're going to go down by 2. Still have Dyer here in the Snake, but it's going to be, his life will be pretty short out here unless he can try to turn the tables on this, but he's in a tough position here, and he is going to get run down by Malloy. Sergey's going to make it all the way through. Looks like Sergey might have caught a ball somewhere, maybe from Dyer in that chaos. Kirill Perini, though.
No, he's alive.
Still alive, and it does look like Sergey just got checked, and he's going to be alive, too. And I think Malloy actually lived through that as well.
Yeah,
so.
Good point for the Russians there, man.
Yeah, and kind of a tense moment here. The game was still a little close. Still is close. This is a 2-point spread with 8 minutes and 26 seconds left.
And like we were talking earlier, if there's not one guy looking that way on the Dorito side and they got a guy out there, and if that guy makes a big move, he can get 3 or 4 bodies. That's going to be one of the stories of this weekend.
And I think that's one of the reasons this field's going to be really fun to watch, and for these guys to play and for us to to spectate on it, because there are going to be individuals like, I believe that was Drew Bell, who was able to go through. And if you keep your wits about you, keep that head on a swivel, and realize that the guns are not looking your way, and you take that initiative, then you can have a chance to get some big kill points. And I was hearing a lot of that coming back from practice, like, Fedorov was going off for 4-packs, or just different guys from different squads in practice. But that's the potential of this aggressive field.
Based on how well the Hurricanes are playing from New Orleans, I bet there's a lot of coaches thinking, oh man, we should start scouting these guys now. Now when you're playing 5-0 against Uprising, a pretty strong team, people are going to start noticing you. 5 alive, both teams. Oh, Hurricanes lose their first attacker, Snake side.
So yeah, the Hurricanes finally Somebody takes a shot on the break, and it's Smith forced to take the walk. 4-on-5 situation. Uprising going in the pocket here with heavy guns to start things out. It does work out. Then they're going to get Tucker. Ooh, but Tucker getting clipped, so there's that great zone control again from the Hurricanes.
It's a cross shot from the corner, Matty, from the Dorito corner.
Yeah, and that's a pretty far shot to shoot a pretty tiny lane.
It's a pretty big lane with the cross.
Yeah, wasn't it? But that's a really far shot, though.
It's a very
pretty
far
coast-to-coast shot.
Yeah.
Still, it's just impressive. The Hurricane zone control is impressing me right now.
And what we're going to see later is that shot with the guy in the Dorito in front shoot the same gap. And if you get those two guys looking across before those guys get outside, it can really slow the field down.
And that's that risk versus reward, right? Because they went heavy guns, so Uprising goes heavy guns. It does produce a kill. They shot Smith off the snake side, but then just not able to make it up the field, at least on the snake side. They have a little bit of penetration on the D side, up into that inside D2.
Yep, and he's looking to go forward there. Another Uprising player now getting out to the outside Dorito.
Hurricane's now going to filter out, to the outside Dorito.
And that's what you have to do, Matt. You have to match those guys because you can't stop them.
Borromeo now going to force his way into that 40-yard line over there and wrap around. And now he's going to hit the deck and crawl up to that 50-yard line. Yeah. Hurricanes matching it, though. Here, action going down on the D side there, top of your screen. Oh, and he comes around and just, Borromeo had no idea that body was in there with him. Might be Bell again.
Yeah, and the reason he didn't know is because all three of the other Uprising players were looking this way when he went. So nobody was looking to Dorito's side, so he went in there and nobody knew he was there.
So then they try to...
You trade out.
Yeah, try to get in the snake, trade out.
Hurricanes with 3 bodies left alive, easily going to win this point. It's going to be 6-0 with a little bit less than 4 minutes left.
No, it's going to be 6-0, game over. Mercy rule win for the rookies. Ooh, New Orleans Hurricanes came to play some paintball here at the very first event of the year in the 2022 NXL season.
And what you don't want to do, is the team that shows up and plays against the underdogs and then just take a 6-0 loss, because then you have to have a really bad meeting after your game.
Just again with Uprising. I mean, that roster's been together for a long time, and they have proven themselves against top teams. We just never know what we're going to get from them. And we also didn't know what we were going to get from New Orleans, but man, that was about as impressive. It doesn't get more impressive than a 6-0 Mercy rule win, making very few mistakes.
Yeah, only 2 points were they not in complete control the whole time, and they were able to bring both of those points back for victories, which is equally impressive, right?
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Congratulations. Welcome to the Pro League. Just so you know, it only gets harder from here out. Everybody knows your name now.
Yeah, no one's going to be sleeping on those guys now. And already here in game number 1.
Good job, guys. See what the Russian Legion can do here if they can stay on the gas. AC Diesel, I mean, they're not playing terrible. It's a brand new squad, you know.
And there's some quicker points out here in this match, so there's still a lot of time left in this one. We're going to be into true Xball with 2 minutes in between points now. Here at the NXL Sunshine State Major, being brought to you by Bunker Kings. Looking at the Russians here on the break.
Great shot.
And on the run out, going to take some ground in the center and towards the snake side for Red Legion.
Russian Legion losing their first player from the God Bunker.
Looks like a body coming off right now from Diesel from the D side, though.
3-on-5, Matty. Diesel dropping 2.
Yeah, Diesel drops another one, trying to fill out wide. And now going to try to scramble around, try to reposition.
Good job getting in that corner, but they lost another one, Matty. I believe it's just 1 player left alive for Diesel in the corner, and Mark Johnson. And there's at least 3 Russians left, maybe 4.
Yeah, Russians swarming down the field right now, trying to count the bodies. Might be shooting each other here in the snake.
Yeah, we definitely shot each other in the middle of the field. Man, those are some hungry Russians.
They're
murdering themselves.
Well, they were trying to find BJ Hanningberg, who was at the 50-yard line. So there was a body that they needed to find, and poor BJ was just out there by his lonesome. Nothing he could do in that situation, getting run down from multiple sides. But the Russians put up another pretty solid point, lost a few bodies, but repositioned nicely, won some gunfights. And then Kirill Pridny, heart and soul of the team, good to see him back. And still, these are going real quick here, quick points. Still 7:26 left in this one, but now a 3-point spread.
Yeah. Well, and now Diesel's had a couple of these points where they could have come back but weren't able to, right? And that even makes the morale even worse, right?
Yeah, but if I was in that pit right now, I'd be saying, hey, we still have a lot of time to work with
100%.
Here, and we have put some points on the board, so it hasn't been complete disaster. But they've got to find a way to fight the aggression that we're seeing from the Russians. The Russians are really throwing lots of different looks out here. Have attacked multiple sides of the field. They're doing real good on the scramble, and they're doing their secondary attacks real clean as well too. Constant pressure here on Diesel, and Ice Baginski, Mark Baginski really had stepped up to save a couple of those points from the D side. Not saying some other guys didn't contribute here or there, but he was really taking advantage.
Baginski.
But that's not ideal, right? No. You don't really want to necessarily have.
And I think the tale of this game is that the Russian Legion is going out and playing offensively, both on the Dorito side, the Snake side, and up the middle. And Diesel just has not been able to launch that offensiveness. I mean, they're staying alive on the break, maybe losing a body here or there, but then they just stay there.
Well, and then, okay, so good offense in that last point because you have Henningberg who gets into the stake. He makes it all the way to the 50, but then survivability is an issue now. So now they're losing bodies on the D side. Then all the field swings, nothing BJ can do. Then everyone else. So Horvath, he was trying to do whatever he could over there, realized he just loses 2 bodies. If he doesn't get any outside containment, they're going to have an issue. So he gets shot in a gunfight trying to, push his way out wide. It's just those, catastrophic, collisions that kind of just slowly but surely eat away at the squad.
Road at the squad.
Yeah. So we'll see if they can pick it up here. Oh, there's a little Chad George, one of the best snake players
Love
in
me
the
some
world.
Chad George in the mornings, and a little bit of Tyler Harmon.
Boys from Houston Heat, Ryan Moorhead, Tyler Harmon up there. Looks like we got Randy Smith and Chad Boucher and Ronnie Dizon.
They're on the clock early. Good job, boys, out here doing their work.
And
Good job,
I saw
boys.
one of the coaches from Dynasty up there scouting as well, too, Vic Gamboa, up there doing his homework for his team. Ooh, bad break for the Russians. Going to have to come back and tag up, I believe, with Karslev, but he's able to do that clean. They get Krill Pridney. He's going to take a big bite in the center again. Russians going to be losing a body out wide here, trying to get out to the back corner bunker. And AC Diesel going to get into the 40-yard line on the D side.
50 snake for AC Diesel. Russians losing another player on the Drew side.
Yeah, Dyer in here, wrecking shop for AC. Krill Pridney totally focused on Logan Dyer.
AC Diesel's in the V50, Matty.
Yeah, Krill Pridney's going to get his back blown up in about 2 seconds. Beautiful job. And this one from Diesel, look at this. Here's some offense. They get Dyer into the snake. They won a couple gunfights, shooting the bodies in the backfield here for the Russians. And then a little quick close from Dyer and I believe Gladstone.
2 points, lots of time.
Good job by Grayson. Good job by Logan. And whoever won those gunfights there for Diesel to stay in this match. Now just down by 2 with plenty of time to work with, 6:36 on the clock. Just a totally different story in that point, Rich.
Yep. Once you get outside and go forward, it gets real hard to live in the middle of this field. If you go outside but you don't go forward, you can live in the middle of the field for quite a while.
Yeah.
But as soon as they start penetrating down the tapes, it gets real hard to live.
It just, again, for Diesel fans, good to see them not only living through the break, but, knowing they need to get up the field, play some offense on this offensive, layout. And Gladstone, good job to slip into that 40. And then great job by Logan Dyer. Logan Dyer was very impressive on the in the AC camp that he's been playing in for a while. He was a big threat on
kind of stand out.
Yeah, on Dallas last year. So I thought it was just natural that Diesel would pick him up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Easy choice. Now we're in true X-ball, so we're gonna have 2 minutes in between these points.
Next set coming up, going to be an interesting one here. We're going to see Aftermath and Thunder play each other, and then we're going to see your guys, New York Extreme, take on the ML Kings. Some interesting stories there, which we'll talk about a little bit here as we're getting ready for this next point. Aftermath, had been dealing with a couple injuries and some sickness as Thomas Kim got COVID, battled through that. He's good to go. And then Frank Antetomaso dealing with that ankle last year, and then now his hamstring this year. So we'll see how much we're going to see Frank. That every second he gets out the field is going to help out Aftermath, even in a little bit of a diminished capacity. I think he's, but he's a beast. He'll probably play it until he blows that hamstring out. Just
wrap it up.
It's just tough with hamstrings, man. Once the hamstring starts to get tweaked
Wrap
a little bit, it takes a while.
It takes forever, man.
Did you have hamstring issues?
No, Neil.
Neil, that was it.
Yeah, Neil Eberle, both his hamstrings.
It was just everything else for you.
Yeah, for everything else. My hammies are good, thank God. You probably just cursed me. Oh, geez, I just pulled a hammy. Just sitting down, pulled my hammy. Yeah.
So, Legion up by 2 here. 5 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Be on the red side there on your screen.
See if Legion can
not too many penalties in this set, though.
Just one, right?
Yeah, one so far, and it was in the other game. But Leo Smotrop getting shot off the break, trying to take some ground. Snake side, 5-on-4 situation. Looks like going to be a 4-on-4 situation. Oh, Dyer getting taken out, but Johnson gets right into the snake, so.
And that's such a big advantage for Diesel now that they're able to get into the snake.
So that's Andy Horvath there on your screen wearing Brown's jersey. It's a new pickup recently here for AC. Oh, but he's going to be taking the walk. Oh, no, maybe got bounced.
Hard bounce.
Yeah, I don't see anything on his chest. He's asking for a check. There's no ref.
He walked out and looked down. He's like, hey, there's no hit there.
Yeah, taking a little lucky bounce here early in the morning.
Look how lazy Britnikoff is. Laying down on the field. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Malloy making out the back corner bunker. Still, and they're looking at the D side here as some penetration for the Russians, getting that body up to the 40-yard line. Now 2 bodies coming off for AC Diesel. One from the center with Horvath, and then I believe Gladstone. So just 2 bodies here on the snake side. And then Baginski's going to get shot out behind Mark Johnson, and poor Mark Johnson left alive here in the snake. Last body, nothing he could do there. Tough. That's just 2 unfortunate deaths for Diesel from that D side. At the same time.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk to the coaches on the Russian Legion because I think they know if Malloy's sleeping in there, they're going to pay him less, right? If he's like sleeping during the points.
Malloy is one of those guys that when you would gunfight him, he will play like every micro inch of that bunker. And so, yeah, you may catch in a stream from the blades of grass and you're, wait, why is this guy laying down
There's
in the back
no
corner
bunker there. What are you doing, bro?
Trying to get the different angle on you.
Like I did the math.
Ready for that one.
I did the math. I can live here against 98% of the
It was like when we had to gunfight Todd Adamson back in the day. And he throw that hip shot at you. And I'm like, that dude just shoot at me from the hip?
Or run 5 feet out of bounds. Like, literally, someone shot at me from watching the game like, oh, Todd, you clever bastard.
So now back to a 3-point spread here. But, yeah, in this next set, going to be with Aftermath, just talking about kind of dealing with some injuries.
They've been working so hard, Matt.
They've been working very. No, there's no
I
team
think
that works
right now they're the hardest working team in paintball.
I would, yeah. If they're not the hardest working team, then they definitely are up there in the very tippy top.
A lot of respect for that program.
People putting the time in, and then with the Seattle Thunder, with the merger with the Brooklyn Bears, who guys coming up from semi-pro, and like with Scotty Graham, there's guys on the Bears that have kind of been to the show before. But when you take 5 guys from one team and 5 guys from another team, sometimes it's going to take a little bit of a while to gel.
Does it become one team or is it 2 teams?
Yeah, what type of sets groups are they going to run together? And they didn't have like a ton of time in practice. And also, we will be giving out the Top Gun Award at the end to the MVP, presented by Carbon and Bunker Kings. That's going to be a fun story to follow throughout this weekend. Lots of people in the running for that. Maybe we'll see a repeat winner from what I've been hearing in practice. I've seen some of the studs in our league. I've been hearing good things about them the weeks leading up to this event. See if Diesel can answer the call right now, though. Got some work to do here in this match. There goes Dyer back out. Look for him to try to take some ground. They're going to spin Gladstone again.
I think they know what they need to do, Matty. It's whether or not they can execute it, right? They know they need to get in the snake and go forward. They need to get in that V50, and they need to send a guy through the center of the field.
You got Henningberg out there as well, too. Andy Horvath. Henningberg going to take some ground. Dyer, a little bit of ground on the snake side, and then Pocket the backfield. A little bit better field position currently for the Russians. It's a 5-on-5 break, but they have a body with Karslev at that inside D2. So just a touch more ground taken by them. See who's going to reposition the best and stay alive in these gunfights. Rich, so many bodies in this set we've been seeing lose gunfights, right?
Yeah, this is kind of our first test, a real test with this 5-on-5 here, right? Horvath shot out of the middle now for 4-on-5 advantage here for the Russians.
But they do get Dyer here into the snake before Smotrov's able to go. But then Smotrov answers and he gets into snake. When it's a ladder snake, you can gunfight directly with your mirror down the sideline. You cannot get too much protection from your back player, though.
Nope. Ends up being a 1-on-1 with you and the guy in front of you. 5-on-3 advantage here for the Russian Legion.
Oh, and then Dyer gets owned there by Leo Smotrov.
5-on-2. And if there was going to be a bunker of death, Matty, it would probably be either that Dorito can if they push up the snake side or the snake can if they push up the Dorito side. If you have penetration on either tape, you cannot live in those cans.
So Russians going to put the finishing touches here on that last kill. Dot the eye of the last body in the back corner bunker.
5 alive, Matty. That was a really strong point for the Russians.
Yeah, initially with that 5-on-5 break, thought this could have been a little bit of a longer point. We haven't seen too many.
I was kind of looking forward to seeing the kind of a back and forth there, but once Russians got into position, Diesel wasn't able to reposition, and the point was pretty much over.
Yeah, and so also in the next set coming up, New York Extreme going to be taking on the ML Kings. ML Kings had a real good performance, making their first Sunday with the new group that they have here in the NXL.
That program's definitely on its way up.
For sure. I talked to Louis Betancourt yesterday a bit, talked to their owner Charlie Givens for a bit too, and yeah, that squad was able to stay together in the offseason, even though some teams were trying to pick them apart.
Yeah, well, and they got good players, but they're not so good that people are throwing big chunks of money at them, right? You're right in the sweet spot that you want to be. Hopefully Charlie can hold on to those guys for a couple more seasons.
Well, I told Charlie that the better you get, the tougher it becomes to keep
Always.
the team together.
Always.
And he
Higher
knows
you go,
that.
the harder it is.
But they really, I think the good thing about them is that they really like each other, and that's always a good thing. If you want to be on the team with your teammates, you're going to fight harder for them. You're going to do more work. You show up early, stay late, and because you enjoy spending time.
It's one of the reasons we were never successful.
Because just hated you so much.
We all hated each other.
But so it's good to hear stuff like that. I talked to Betancourt, and I know, and then he was trying to get swooped up from some teams, and he's like, I want to play with these guys. Navarro, he almost got stolen. they were able to keep him around, and he said, I want to play with these guys. So and each one of those guys, Connor Kelly's getting better. Been hearing good things about Donaldson. Kyle Berry had a hell of a year last year. That squad's looking pretty solid. So, and they're playing against you guys, and I've been hearing good things about New York Extreme, more teamwork, understanding to fix some deficiencies that you guys have been working on now for a season. And so I think this is going to be a good, fun first test for both Extreme and the ML Kings. Kind of find out.
Definitely looking forward to it. Honestly, I told the guys last night, I was like, I didn't expect to ever say this to you guys, but I'm proud of you guys. Like, you guys have worked really, really hard, and I hope you have a wonderful, enjoyable weekend. Like, you guys did really, really good work to get here.
You've been doing nothing but disappointing so far, but as it stands right now, I've been trying to get disappointed, but actually, I'm kind of impressed. So
I set myself up low expectations, and you've exceeded those. So great job, guys.
So Diesel here now down by 4 with the time diminishing, and even though we're seeing some quick points, they do have some time to work with. This Legion look better right now.
Yeah, Legion looks good, and again, AC Diesel knows what they need to do. But that game they got BJ in that God bunker, but he looked inside, right? And if you want, and we need him to attack, he's got to look outside.
A little bit better survivability for the Russians and better on the offense for the Russians.
I feel like that.
We're starting to see a little bit more offense consistently from AC.
I think they understand that they have to do it. Yeah,
and also a tough test though. Right away, you're playing the, the stacked lineup for Red Legion. Yeah, they finally got their boys back together. But on the breakout, great break. Yeah, great break for Diesel. They do lose Dyer here in the snake, though. So
they shoot.
Henningberg. Losing Henningberg out of the snake.
3-on-4 advantage here for Diesel. Down by 3, 4 minutes left.
It looks like Diesel here on your screen.
They got to get in the snake, Matty. There's no one on this side of the field for the Russians except for that snake can. They need to contain him in that snake can and then release and attack down the snake side. They've only got less than 4 minutes, so it's not crucial, but they need to start working forward, right?
Yeah, well, they're being very proactive. You can see everyone there on your screen being proactive in their bunkers. It does cost Baginski his life, though, but can't really knock him for being aggressive in a gunfight when you're down by 4 with 4 minutes left. I mean, that's when you have to ride on that aggressive edge. Yeah, you're going to be losing another body with Johnson. Actually, he might have caught a bouncer. And now it looks like he's going to be forced to come off. They still do have 2 more bodies left alive on that D side, but here comes Smotroff, no one in front of him. He dives in, and before Andy can get his head on a swivel with those 2 deaths, Smotroff's going to get that kill, and that should be it.
And Diesel might have pulled the penalty on that last one.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of that other, because the other body just was coming off as well, too.
Diesel might be starting with 4, which would be really, really bad with the...
Oh, you said that you think they pulled a penalty on Andy as the last body?
Yeah, well, I just saw the referee running over the hand up looking for someone to pull.
Not a good sign.
Hopefully they don't start with 4.
Not a good sign with the way things are going here. Legion trying to put the finishing touches now in a mercy rule win, up by 5. So, yeah, just more consistent offense. Leo Smotroff looking real good here this year. First game of the season. Karzlev looked pretty decent in a couple spins. Sergey was been in there a lot too. Kirill's been up in the center battling, taking a lot of ground and being in kind of tough spots, doing what he normally does. I mean, that's his game. It does allow, for Red Legion, getting Kirill back, it gives Sergey a little bit more versatility, and they're going to be a little bit less scoutable because Sergey and Kirill can kind of play a similar position.
But play it differently.
But, so Sergey's been a center attacker with not having Kirill around, but Kirill does that job wonderfully.
Yep.
So now having both of them in here, and they've been leaning more on Kirill Pridney up the center as more of the missile.
Yeah, I was going to say Sergey's more of the blocker up the middle, whereas he's more the attacker.
Well, he is a giant, so you typically want to have your giants play the 2, but the middle is one of those places that we've seen bigger guys shine as that first attacker.
It's so funny. Like, if you're an adult and you play paintball, you look kind of funny. Like I was giving Greg a hard time, Horsecock from Revo, because when he lines up with those guys, he's 1.5 feet taller than everybody on a squad. I'm like, listen, no matter where you're going, we know.
Yeah,
you're an adult.
If you're over 6 foot tall, it's a little harder, but you do get some better angles.
100%. Shooting down is better than shooting up.
Yeah, so I mean, it can be an advantage some ways, but man, if you're playing that first attacker role, it really helps to be like 5'6"
and fast,
real fast.
5-point game here.
So it looks like Gago's going to get a spin out here for Red Legion.
Yeah, you're going to send him to the corner or the snake.
You think we're going to see a mercy rule, or you think Diesel's going to step up and keep it close?
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a mercy rule if Diesel can, unless Diesel gets a kill or 2 really quickly in the point.
Well, it is, even though they're going to most likely take this loss here, because there's a lot. They're
taking a lot.
Well, it's a lot to a little, and there's not a lot of time left. But they have answered. They realized, okay, we're getting beat by aggression. We got to go at these guys. So they were taking those positions.
They didn't concede the match.
No, they definitely didn't roll over at all. They were just kind of getting beat. Both with similar game plans.
Well, and like we've talked about 1,000 times before, this is a new squad, and they've got to go through their growing pains, and this is part of their growing pains. They're playing against one of the best teams in the world with kind of a new squad, and they just need to figure it out. And they're about halfway where they need to be, right? 3-8.
Yeah.
Starting with 4, Maddie. Starting with 4, so they did get a penalty at the last point. They do go snake on the break. So 4-on-5 advantage here for the Russians.
Dyer getting checked out. They're going to be losing Mark Johnson behind him. They are getting some ground on the D side, but that body is coming off potentially as well, too. Referee going to get in there, check him out, and pull him out. So just 2 bodies left alive right now for Diesel. Dyer's going to try to run down Gallego and the snake. They do trade. That leaves just Andy Horvath, who's going to try to do a desperation run out to the back corner bunker. Nothing he could do in that situation, and it is going to be a mercy rule win here. So it started off looking real good here for Legion, and AC Diesel fought back, tied it up for a second.
Made it look like it was going to be a match for a minute.
Yeah, it definitely did look like it was going to be a match for a second. So wait before we sign off and take a short break before this next set. Wait for this official confirmation. Hit the buzzer, thumbs up from the ref. That's going to put that last point on the board here. So yeah, complete mercy rule win for Legion, and looking good. But man, the story so far, the New Orleans Hurricanes, the rookies coming in, shutting out Uprising and taking a big mercy rule victory of their own. Stick around here, more action coming at you from the 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major, brought to you by Bunker Kings, Aftermath and Thunder, New York Extreme and ML Kings, coming up next. See you in just a few.
Welcome back, 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Matty Marshall, Rich Telford. That first set, and very interesting story. The New Orleans Hurricanes step up in the Mercy Rule Uprising in their very first professional match. What a great way to start their journeys as pros here in this league, and it does not get any harder on planet Earth as far as paintball competition is concerned here at the NXL in the pro division.
They could literally just leave now and say they've never lost a match playing pro. Like, listen, yeah, we played pro. It was boring. We quit.
Retired undefeated.
We never lost.
The game's easy.
Why
easy
would we
game.
continue to do something we're so good at?
They couldn't even put a point on us.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So right now it's going to be Aftermath taking on Seattle Thunder. New York Extreme taking on the ML Kings here in this set. See Aftermath on the screen, about ready to go. 20 seconds before the start of this first point.
Who's going to win the first one, Matty?
Ooh, man, I mean, I gotta give Aftermath the favorites here. You know, Thunder merging with the Bears, and you know, it does definitely normally take some time when you merge teams to get things gelling. But they strike 2 here kills off the break. 3 kills, just a bloodbath.
Thunder remains a good shooting team even with the new
guys. Absolute disastrous start here for Aftermath.
Yeah, Gomez went up to the center tower, got that Dorito side, but they also shot 2 other guys, so it's really quickly a 4-on-1 or 4-on-2 here.
Baltimore getting checked out by the refs, but then you see Gomez, number 45 in the center, but just beautiful off-the-break shots, just absolutely obliterating Aftermath on the break with 3 kills, and then they're going to get kill on Barrett in the center, and it's just not looking good, and then body coming off here on the snake side as well, too. So, yeah, complete disaster in this first point here for the favored team, as Aftermath on paper, we'd have to give them the nod here as Thunder merged again with the Brooklyn Bears.
No, I told you Thunder's going to win the first point. I told you they get at least 2 or 3 kills on the break.
A little early. I thought I heard you say that they might struggle, you know, because it's a new squad.
They don't look like they're struggling on the breakout. On the breakout, they're definitely not struggling.
That was the opposite
They got it
of
dialed
struggle.
right on.
Yeah. That's the antonym of struggle right there.
I saw the first Aftermath player get shot. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. Second and third one, I'm like, oh, that's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful job here from the boys from Seattle Thunder off the break to put the first point on the board and take the momentum away from Aftermath. Now, one of the good things, the only good thing maybe about a point like that for Aftermath is because you lost so many buys. It's like, okay, hey, look, we know why we lost that one.
Don't do that. But also, like we said earlier, sometimes you need a slap in the face, right? And Mike Him is more than happy to give you slaps out.
So now New York Extreme, the ML Kings taking the field.
Yeah, Harris, Arslan, looks like George McLean, CJ McCanter, and Jerry Caro.
Yeah, McLean cutting the hair.
Yeah. Wild thing.
Yeah, like he
I was like, I can't believe you guys made him shave his head.
He literally has Ricky Vaughn from Major League's haircut right now.
Yeah, they were teasing him all week, and then finally he's like, all right, I'll just shave my head that way.
I love it.
Yeah, we're trying
Huge
to
fan of that movie.
We're trying to get him some glasses with some tape.
Should we just start calling him Ricky Vaughn?
Ricky Vaughn. Except for he's so young, he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, he has no idea what movie? Huh?
Are you guys? Yeah. ML Kings got their 3 killers lined up on the snake side. That's a potent lineup there from ML Kings.
It really is. I really dig this lineup that they've kept now for heading into this season, and they were very impressive at Cup. Made their first Sunday. A little bit of a bad start here, and it looks like they are going to be losing Betancourt to start things out. So one of their top killers off the field here, and what's been a very chaotic and difficult break for every team out here, essentially, except for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, interesting, too, that they had Betancourt lined up on the other side of the field, not the snake side, because usually he comes this way. He's kind of their most dominant snake guy. 4-on-5 advantage here from New York Extreme.
Well, we're going to see this from a lot of teams, right, though, Rich, is putting guys like Betancourt in a different position to make them a little bit less scoutable, since everyone will be watching the ML Kings now.
Real bad containment there from New York Extreme. They let him fill the snake corner.
Donaldson taking the walk, though, as he gets his eye dotted as Connor Kelly made it out wide. So then Donaldson got shot out of his spot. So good gunfight win right now for Extreme.
Yeah.
Give themselves an advantage. They get another body shot out of their spot here for the ML Kings, taking the walk from the D side. Navarro is going to have to do a tactical retreat.
Yeah, 5-on-2 advantage here for New York Extreme. Harris Hussein in the snake now for New York Extreme. He relies heavily on that athleticism.
Yeah,
move forward.
Pretty cake points for Extreme so far. Looking real solid, no mistakes. Just won a couple gunfights. They shot the body on the break, won 2 gunfights, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, they did let the guy fill the corner, which is a faux pas. But other than that, yeah, good control. Good solid point there. We got Dan Lee helping us out now in the pits. He's a good addition to the team.
Help do the X's and O's down there?
Yeah, more just to kind of keep the guys on track and focused, right?
Yeah, and they got Bo Milo. So Aftermath going to try to shake off that terrible first point.
Yeah, Bo's actually coaching and playing now, so little bit of both. That gives us a little more depth.
Hard to do
on both sides.
Speaking of coaching and playing, so, Thomas Kim came up in the DMG camp. He was their coach, calling plays, and became a star. One of the long hair crew with Josh Hallberg.
It really
out
makes
there.
You understand the game, right?
Yeah, and that was kind of how he really started to get noticed from a lot of top teams. So we'll see if Thomas Kim can keep up the explosive uphill climb he's done with his game.
Thunder continuing to win the breakout, Matt.
Yeah.
5-on-3 advantage here for Thunder.
Yeah, they lose Hallberg, they lose Barrett, and
they're luckily they made that corner because that corner is shootable as well.
Yeah, break struggling here for Aftermath is again losing multiple bodies on the break.
Yeah, and Thunder went with the exact same line, put it back in. Gomez up the center again. Why not? Worked perfectly.
Taking a ton of ground on that D side, getting into that 40-yard line, going to hit the deck, crawl to 50 in that V structure.
Yeah, and the longer you stay in the two back cans that Aftermath is in, Matty, the harder it is to get out of those cans. As soon as you lose your outside guys, you got to get out to that snake corner, get out to that temple, go forward, anything other than stay longer in those cans.
Yeah, I mean, if Thomas Kim and Frank Antetomaso are stuck in back spots, struggling to get their guns out, then things are going
And as
bad.
we talk about it, Frank gets pinched out, or
no, that's Mike Mesa.
Mesa gets pinched out.
Yeah, so Kim and Antetomaso are still alive in this low body situation with no ground, tucked in the pocket in really bad spots. Baltimore, they're on your screen at the 50-yard line here for Thunder. You're going to get a shot on Antetomaso and Kim, and that is going to do it.
Oh, he's got a big hit on his arm. He's so lucky he didn't hang that flag.
Baltimore?
Yeah. Is that the Thunder player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 0 is there on the screen.
See the referee looking at him now. He's like, oh, yep, missed that one. Thomas Kim's like, that dude's got a huge hit on his arm.
2 really good points to start things out for the Underdogs Thunder.
2 amazing breakouts.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing. If you're shooting 2 guys on the break, you're probably going to win a lot of points.
Looks like they've been doing some drills.
Yeah, well, if you don't lose anybody, right, because that's the key. A lot of these teams are shooting guys, but then they'll lose guys, so it's a 3-on-3. If you're playing 5-on-3, if you don't win, you probably shouldn't be at this level.
Harris Hussein on your screen walking out to play the next one. Extreme also. Good break for them. Good up the field secondary moves, good control, and won some gunfights. So now King's going to have to shake that one off, notch up their survivability here.
Yeah. I would expect the Kings to come a little bit more offensively, right? Start attacking in the snake earlier.
Well, it's an offensive team.
Yeah. So they go outside to the Dorito, get the outside corner on the Dorito, and then they get the snake corner as well, Matty. So they made 2 big moves. New York was not able to capitalize on either one of those gaps, but they shoot Connor out of the corner there.
I think that's Cardinal Donaldson.
Sorry.
Connor Kelly is, I think, into D2 outside right now in a good spot.
New York loses their first players. CJ Cantor, so 4-on-4 here.
Yeah, so now here's the problem. So Extreme got stuck in, and they get a penalty, so no containment from Extreme. They do get 1 kill, but then just lose the containment, and now they're in a low body situation with the penalty, making moves on the D side, though. Another body's coming off for Extreme, so just 1 body left alive. And he's going to trade, and that's going to do it. So a couple more bodies came off for ML Kings, but they still have 2 alive, at least, in that chaos to win this point and tie it up.
Yeah, and penalties is one of the things that we've struggled with on New York Extreme that we're really trying to work on in practice.
Well, selfishly, I'm hoping for some close games out here because I would like to see some close paintball games. More fun than blowouts and mercy rule wins. And so ML King's making this one interesting so far. Navarro hitting that buzzer. Connor Kelly right there with him as those last 2 bodies left alive.
Yeah, it was a 5-on-5, it was a 4-on-4, and then it just evolved very, very quickly from there after that penalty.
So Aftermath down by 2. Thunder just destroying people on the break. Let's see if they can keep it up. And then, what is Aftermath going to change here? I mean, they haven't really. They weren't flooding bodies crazy far.
I think they have to pocket. I think so on this field. Like you definitely want to get outside, but you can't keep sending your guys into the guns. If you don't get outside for 2 points, you can't not get outside for a 3rd point and start 3 down. So I think they need to go up the gut to cancel out the outside moves. That'll force those guns to start looking up the gut, which will make it easier to get outside on the next couple points. But if you don't change your game plan and you just keep running into those guns, you're definitely going to struggle.
Here we go. Looking over the shoulders here.
It looks like with their breakout, they're going 2 up the gut. Yeah,
so
they stay in the pocket, Matty. Look, 3 in the cans, 1 in the tower, 1 up the gut, then secondary to the corner.
Well, it's interesting because Chester's back up off that back can about 5 steps here with Altamore and Gomez and just lacing things up. They are going to be losing a body here. 2 bodies coming off right now. I think Scotty Graham taking a walk for Seattle Thunder from the Snake side. They lose a body.
And now
with Patty Gleason from that D side.
Yeah, now Matty, Thunder's stuck in the pocket. The 2 cans in the center tower, that little triangle in the center of the field. Players are always going to be in those 3 spots. Those are the most played 3 bunkers on the field. But the longer you're in those 3 bunkers, the less chance you have of winning if they're outside of the field on you. And that's what Aftermath is.
Sliding into the 40-yard line, getting checked out by the ref on the D side currently. Another body coming off right now for Seattle Thunder. They're going to reposition and move at the same time over towards that D side to try to get out of the pocket a little bit, but they're still in a really tough spot.
Snake for Aftermath. He's going to go for no reason for him to stop there. He can go right down.
There goes Gomez. He comes off. It's just then they have the count right. They know it's kill 4.
Kill 5. Really good point there for Aftermath, winning the break and then really, really control close, but not too slow.
Yeah, Baldwin alive on the Snake side, so it's a new pickup here. Well, kind of they brought him back into the fold. Baldwin had been on the squad before, but they need some help on the Snake side. So picking him back up and stayed alive to get it done. Joe Barrett in there to hit that buzzer. So Aftermath.
A little turnaround there.
Yeah, a little turnaround. Getting a point on the board to pull within 1.
Well, you know that team's not going to quit, right? That team does not fold under pressure. They deal with pressure on a weekly basis. So they just need to go out there and figure out, just like we talked about, survive the breakout. So they didn't take the corners on the break. They secondaried into the corners, which worked for them. And they also used the middle to go up the center of the field. So they got 5 alive, shot 1 quickly, shot another quickly, really easily won the 5-on-3. Now the thing is adjustments, right? Do they keep riding that same horse, or are they able to adjust and switch it up?
Yeah, it's tough too, because when you are getting body shot on the break and you're not even really taking a ton of ground, where do you hide after that? But sometimes you just have to make it through the stream, man.
Yeah, well,
you know?
and we talked about, do we put 2 in this can, 2 in this can, and 1 in the tower? If that's what we have to do.
Shooters put a little more pressure back in the center as you're coming out.
100%. Yep.
So you got to figure out.
But what you can't do is the same thing, right? You can't keep doing the same thing. Patterns get too predictable out here.
Tied up 1-1 right now, Extreme, ML Kings. And on the breakout, Extreme going to be losing a body on that D side early.
They got that gap good. They shot George McClain on the break and Pat Kraft on the fill. 5-on-3 advantage here from ML Kings with really good break shooting on the D side of the field.
Yeah, Taylor moves over to the other can to try to spread the field a little bit there on your screen. See if he can get out wide. ML Kings trying to take advantage of this high body situation right now. Did you see any Kings come off?
Nope. Yeah, one is now the 4-on-3 advantage here for ML Kings.
Yeah, that was Betancourt coming off from more in the center of the field, and they're going to be losing Carter as well too.
Yeah, 3-on-3 now.
Yeah, squandering this high body situation. ML Kings dropping a couple bad deaths. Good zone control. The last 3 bodies out on the field right now for Extreme.
Yeah, center 50 for ML Kings, the 2 Dorito, and then the Temple on the Snake side. For New York Extreme, it's both corners in the center tower. So ML Kings have more penetration down the center of the field, but both teams have the spread pretty wide. New York is definitely more of a defensive posture here with their corners looking inside and their center player, CJ, pivoting back and forth. ML Kings have an attacker on the Dorito side, a defensive player in the Snake side, and a defensive player at the center of the field as well. Josh now making the move from the can to the second treat over there, Maddie.
Yeah, these are close game. Got to win the close points, right?
For sure.
And when and good look for Extreme to even get it to this situation.
Yeah, after dropping 2 bodies quickly, and that's for me. And then Tim Setzel taking the walk out of the corner. And that's for me the maturity that we were kind of talking about.
They do even it up though by getting that kill in the center off Navarro.
2-2.
But a little bit better field position as Connor Kelly over here on the Snake side is in the insert bunker. Oh, he's going to go back, though, to the center. I mean, they have New York Extreme trapped in the middle with the penetration on the D side with Peterson, I believe. So I would like to see Kelly get in the Snake, but he pulls back a little to a tactical retreat here.
Yeah, I don't think he want to go head down in the Snake and not have his eyes up.
I get that, and I'm with that. Then really it's going to be on Peterson here.
Josh tries to make the move and gets caught. 2-on-1 now with CJ Canner. And CJ gets shot as well. So
Peterson did the work.
Yep, 1-2.
I think that's Peterson over there on the D side. Connor Kelly definitely here on the Snake side, but solid work here from the ML Kings to salvage that point after being in a high body situation and wasting 2 bodies.
Yeah, great job to bring it back. Just kind of fell into that defensive posture there instead of switching into offensive gears when it went from 5-on-3 to 3-on-3.
And was that man on your screen? I believe that was Peterson over there on the D side. D side has been winning some points over there.
For sure. Like I said, man, if you don't have a gun that way, that guy gets into your 40-yard line and the angles get really, really small really, really quickly.
And so now going to be jumping in here, Seattle Thunder up by 1 still on Aftermath.
Yeah, Thunder's got to prove that they can win a point if they don't win the breakout, to me. Can't rely on Adam Gomez and a couple other guys shooting 2 or 3 guys to break their
Hallberg
point.
pauses by the start station to try to rip a lane up the field. And then Barrett is going to
Aftermath
commit.
loses 2, Maddie.
Yeah,
5-on-3 advantage Thunder.
Yeah, tough situation here for Aftermath. Again, Thunder really dialed here off the break, and they have a body at the 50-yard line in the center, and they have Gomez right behind him. So real good start here again for Seattle Thunder with 11 minutes and 38 seconds
They
to
did
go.
let Aftermath fill the snake corner, Matt, which is a big mistake there because he can definitely wrap and contain and make it hard for Thunder to get back out there.
And Rich, they allowed Frank to get out on the D side as well, too. So outside containment here in a little reposition high body situation for Thunder, but they do get that another body up to the 50 bricks. So they have 2 bodies turreted both ways.
Great fill across from that tower into the God.
Yeah, the God bunker always, that's the insert bunker to the snake.
Gomez looking to go through the middle and try to get a shot in on Frank Ancesmaso.
Gomez trying to get creative here on your screen, up the center.
Just standing out in the open, but blocking out everybody with the bunkers.
You got the legend Matt Chim, who ruptured his Achilles last year and fought back through that injury. Back on the squad here, getting a spin and getting it done with Gomez so far. And
yeah,
here comes Scotty Graham, a little missile. He's going to try to close this one out, get the drop. The back bunker going to tap him out, so that's going to do it.
Oh, and Aftermath draws a penalty, I believe. Someone drew a penalty there at the end.
Yeah, that is. If it's on Aftermath, that's an unexcusable penalty.
Yeah,
if it's a legit penalty.
That's a brain fart.
Yeah,
for sure.
you cannot be the last player left alive and get your team a penalty.
Especially when the match is this close, right?
Yeah, that's not ideal. It looks like it was Baldwin as the last body. So we did see a penalty. Couldn't see if it was on Graham or on Baldwin. Let's get a little bit of look at the replay here. Maybe we can ascertain who the penalty was on at that close. So look at this very creative off the break shots right now.
Yeah.
Really effective here for Seattle Thunder. Did their work, and then here's Gomez on the close. Gets that kill on Hallberg. Utilizing the bunkers. You don't have to play right up on the bunker. Here comes the close. So Scotty Graham. Oh yeah, that's going to be a penalty on Baldwin. Baldwin took a couple in the face. Still continued to shoot his gun. Ref was right there. That's going to hurt, potentially. And now jumping back in, and it looks like Extreme losing McLean. And they're going to be losing Arslan as well. Not a good break here for Extreme, down by 1 against the Kings.
Yeah, really struggling on that D side.
Kings 5 strong, just had a body checked in the inside D1, but he's alive. Also have a player at the God bunker, that's the insert bunker snake side.
4-on-3 advantage here. ML Kings, very similar to this last story. Arslan taking the walk there. Yeah, ML Kings really got those shots dialed in on the Drio side, Matty. They're definitely...
Well, the ML Kings, they have the shots dialed, and with this 5-on-3, I don't know if they know that it's 5-on-3 right now.
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, they can see the guys walking off.
Yeah,
but
the guys had to walk off by them, so a little inexcusable.
They're so
the bodies
focused,
have to walk off.
They're so focused on the guys ahead of them.
But they do have a lead, but it's not a big lead. And when you know 5-on-3, obviously you want to be careful and make your moves up the field crisp and clean and get in there alive.
For sure.
But you also don't want to wait so long and play so conservative. Okay, win another gunfight here for ML Kings as Harris Hussein getting shot out of that can.
5-on-2, probably should concede this point now.
And here comes Donaldson's going to hit the deck and crawl past the 50-yard
5-on-1
line.
now. Should definitely concede this point. Should definitely concede. There we go. A little bit late on the concede. But yeah, New York Extreme cannot continue to give ML Kings 2 kills on the Drio side and play 3-on-5 like that, right? They've either got to go up the middle and outside to the Drio side or hold up in that can, but they cannot lose 2 bodies early like that.
Yeah, playing 5-on-3 is a very tough proposition. So,
Aftermath.
Gomez looking good here. Those off the break shots.
Aftermath was 4, I think, Maddie.
Yeah, just yep, definitely 4 bodies out for Aftermath.
Which might cost them this point, right? Which might make it a
down 2.
4-1 match. That's a big swing on a penalty. That's a big mistake there from a young player.
Well, this is another. So you just said, hey, a little too late on the concession, right?
Yeah.
So what happened with Baldwin? Last body left alive, tried to do a little bit too much. If Aftermath concedes that point, then you don't even allow your last guy to be in that spot to try to play on to get that penalty.
True. Touche.
I mean, I was agreeing with what I was kind of like, co-signing on what you were breaking down.
But you can see it either way, right? Either way, it's better to get that guy off the field.
Yeah. So, going to be on a power play here for Seattle Thunder. Can they keep the pressure on off the break? It's just been relatively flawless for Seattle Thunder for the most point in the first 10 seconds of this game. A little bit of a technical timeout, it looks like here.
Jason's looking at a replay.
Okay, so we got Jason Trozen, our
The
commissioner.
commish is involved. Play it cool. Commission's involved.
Yeah, would not want his job. Just have to get yelled at all weekend long.
What do you do? I go to this place far away from my family and have a bunch of my friends scream at me and say disrespectful things to me. And then I go home.
Guys I've known, well, these people you just met? No, I've known them for like 15 years.
Yeah, 15, 20 years. A lot of respect. Then I go home and go to counseling, obviously.
Yeah,
very traumatic.
Jason's been doing a good job. Also creates the layouts.
Paints the fields.
Awesome layouts, yeah. Paints
Sets
the fields.
the tents up.
The man of many
He actually mowed the lawn earlier. Very busy.
It's a hard-working guy.
Hardest working guy in paintball, for sure.
So there's Patty Gleason, Gomez, Altimore's out there. And Thunder, with this new look, that was going to be the big question was, okay, yeah, merger of the Brooklyn Bears and Thunder, 5 of each, typically takes some time to get things gelling when you mix up squads like that. But kind of just like the Hurricanes, we didn't know how they were going to do in the Pro Division, and they just blasted through Uprising. And right now, Seattle Thunder is not blasting through Aftermath, but they're blasting through the beginning of these points.
They're blasting through the breakouts, for sure. There's no question that the same guys that were shooting for the Thunders are shooting for the Thunder Bears. Try to make it look like they were going to go, but release up the middle with Joe Barrett.
Big bite up the field for both squads here as Barrett takes the 50 brick, and it looks like 5 cleans so far. No. Two bodies coming off at the same time here for Thunder, both from the Snake side. Aftermath has a chance to win this. It was a 4-on-5, now it's a 4-on-3. Chaos going to possibly go down in the center here.
Mike Mesa gets shot going to the corner from the center break.
Oh, that's a good shot there, I think, from Gomez from that tower.
Yeah, Thomas Kim gets through the gap, though, makes it into the God. Gomez now moving back.
Barrett comes through,
Barrett
though. Barrett comes through, gets the shot in on Patty Gleason. And then he's going to get shot as well, but takes out Gomez. So good work from Barrett to potentially blow this open here. There's one body left alive right now for Seattle Thunder. And here comes Hallberg to put the finishing touches from the Snake side. Gets that free cross-field kill. And he's going to hit that buzzer. So what a great job from Aftermath. They had that needless penalty that Baldwin got. Cost him a body on the break, but still starting with 4, able to win this point.
And that was
got ourselves a 1-point game.
Yeah, it was a 3. It came down to a 3-on-3, and the Aftermath just kept applying the pressure and kept going forward and getting those key kills.
Well, that's one of those points that gives you a lot of momentum. That was something that
steals a little from the other team.
Well,
right?
yeah, you know, that's something that's said from top teams in pits. It's like, hey, if we win this point, you think, okay, penalty, they're going to be, you know, a little bit more with the extra body, might play a little bit reckless here.
Sloppy.
A little sloppy, potentially, knowing they have the advantage. And if we can steal this point from them now, instead of this going bad for us, we have stolen back the momentum. And that's just exactly what potentially maybe happened here for Aftermath. So just down by 1, a lot of time left on the clock. See if Extreme can step up. Gets the starting 5 here. Kyle Berry.
Betancourt snake side, so look for Betancourt early snake side. Kelly to the corner after that. Kelly Betancourt, that's a really strong 1-2 for like 2 kind of young guys coming into the industry. Although I heard this might be Betancourt's last season.
Really?
Jerry Caro to Snake God Bunker. Yeah, he's like 32 or 33. We kept calling him Kid when he came out just because he was so small. But he's up. Jerry Caro getting shot.
Yeah, no, I know he's you know, not a kid. But man, he's been so good. I hope this is not his last season. But yeah, body coming off here early for Extreme.
Betancourt now going from the Snake corner to the God Bunker, now into the Snake.
They're going to get checked out by the ref, though, here in Snake 1.
Yeah, he was definitely pushing his pack up against the beam, so it made it look like he got shot in the pack.
So Extreme there on your screen, still kind of tucked in that pocket. Do have some penetration up at the wedge in the center, stand-up wedge with Harris Hussein, who's trying to keep Betancourt honest over here in the Snake.
Yeah, he's real vulnerable from the real side of the field, though. The farther they push up the real side of the field, the more he's got to cheat the bunker this way.
There goes CJ. CJ goes into the inside D1, but looks like Harris Hussein gets pinched from that wedge.
Yeah. Tim Stetzel needs to get himself in that Snake.
Got to have offense on this field, right?
Yeah, he should have done that while Harris Hussein was still alive.
Stetzel coming back after missing an entire year as he blew his shoulder out.
Yeah.
But back at 100%. Here's Betancourt way past the 50-yard line here. Going to get that free, easy kill in the center.
And again, the longer Packcraft stays in that can, the more vulnerable he is.
He gets torn to pieces, though, crossfield from CJ Cantor. So good job by Cantor to keep his head on a swivel and take out Betancourt. Betancourt had no idea that Cantor was there.
Yeah, 3-on-2 now as ML Kings lose another play on the Drio side of the field.
Connor Kelly going to dip into the Snake here to take over the attack for the ML Kings with Betancourt walking off dead, but Betancourt did some damage first. Definitely playing the aggressors here. Connor Kelly's going to completely launch and trade out with Tim.
Wow,
no
Tim.
Call on that.
2-on-1 now.
Yeah, 2-on-1 still. Advantage for ML Kings as Kyle Berry's going to come completely over and get out to the back corner bunker before CJ picks him up. It looks like Berry's going to glide in clean. Kyle Berry back on your screen right now. Back corner bunker, snake side. He's going to launch, go into the snake, try to spread this field out.
Yeah, CJ's lost Kyle now.
Navarro still alive as well. That's the 2 for the ML Kings. CJ Cantor, the lone body. He moves into the 40-yard line on the D side into that V structure. Kyle Berry now at the 50-yard line has the angle. This is going to be a tough position here for CJ.
Yeah, it's such a big bunker, you can't see much, right? Every time you dip down, you lose the whole field. Kyle now doing what he should have done to begin with, just crawl down to the other end of the snake. So he just got to just go release and hope he can kill the guy in front of him, because eventually Kyle's going to be behind him. And there CJ goes. Does he get? Get it. CJ's going for the buzz.
CJ's going to get the buzzer first.
Clutch.
Oh,
wow.
CJ Cantor here.
That's clutch.
Yeah, catches Navarro over there
Wow.
and then steals this point in a 1-on-2 situation. That's going to be a disappointing one here for the ML Kings. It looks like the point is good. Thumbs up from the ref, and that's just a stellar play from CJ Cantor. He's another guy that just keeps getting better and better, Rich.
Man, he has really come into his own with the team. He's kind of become the quarterback. He wasn't the guy who wanted to be the quarterback. We had 2 or 3 other guys that were pushing really hard for that position, but he just developed into it.
Sometimes those are the guys you want to be the quarterback.
And when they do, like, it's natural, right? You're not forcing him to do something he's not good at and trying to get it good at. He just naturally became a leader out there, and it's
Let's
a big
get a
deal.
look here at this beautiful job from CJ Cantor to save this point. It all started with Lewis Betancourt. Broke things open here initially for the ML Kings. Taps out that body of him. It's just nothing. I mean, it just obliterated him. But here, CJ Cantor makes the big move on Navarro, playing the aggressor, catches Navarro. And then as Kyle Berry was making his way towards, but slowly towards the buzzer.
Yeah, Kyle was walking.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if Kyle knew the count there. Still, just epic job from CJ Cantor to keep his team in this match.
See if Thunder can win a breakout. They don't. They shoot. They bounce Thomas Kim going to the Drio side, but they do not get any elimination, so it's 5-on-5. Oh, Thunder loses the first player. 5-on-4 advantage here for Aftermath as they use the center tower to move out to the snake side. I like the move that Aftermath is doing. They're going up to the center tower, and they're using that to come out to the snake side so they don't lose that guy on the break. That's a good adjustment there.
Well, yeah, on the break, seeing Seattle Thunder masterful so far, but a scrappy Aftermath still in it. Winning that 4-on-5, that last one, make this one really interesting. 9:10 on the clock, a lot of time, a lot of fast points out here, Ridge.
For sure. Hopefully there's lots more fast points. Uh-oh, referee's running in. Thunder player on the Dorito can's getting a check. Looks like he's okay. Thomas Kim over there, moving from the corner to the inset. Dorito 1 looking inside. He can shoot the guy that's going from the God into the snake gap or from the temple into the God. So he's got 2 big gaps when he looks inside. Looks outside, doesn't have much other than his mirror.
And there goes Franks. Gonna go and get out with Thomas.
Thunder first
outside,
mistakes.
Outside D1.
And I don't know if they know he's in there or not, Matty.
Yeah, I don't see the gun shifting this way.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Thomas Kim has no idea. Altamore's gonna get a free kill.
Feast.
Oh, but yeah, okay.
Feast.
I thought for a second that Thomas Kim, maybe Spidey sense were tingling, he's gonna tuck in, but he launches and gets roped up by Altamore.
Altamore, thank you so much. I was gonna have a hard time shooting if you were tight back there.
But Altamore playing smart here, not getting greedy yet.
And that's the key is you don't come to this snake and push, like dominate people. You come in here and try to sneak kills.
Well, and now Thunder needs to follow Altamore up, try to get some penetration maybe on that D side. They still have bodies in that back center position. They also have Gomez who's just tucked down, shooting a lane towards that D side.
Well, at least if they go up the middle, they can protect him, right? They can't run him down with him up the gut, but he's all by himself up in the front of the field right now for sure. It's a 4-on-3 advantage for Thunder, but now he's going even farther forward. He's going to have a cross shot on Frank and the Dorito. Oh, I didn't see Barrett was still alive.
Yeah, Barrett is still alive. He was at that tower, but Altamore has now moved past and he's staying low enough as Frank Antetomaso comes off. But this is why you want to have someone in the center, right? Because if there was someone up in the center, if Gomez was up there, he would hear Barrett's gun. He could drop the hammer on him and open up this point.
And no one's shooting at anybody in the backfield at Thunder. Those guys are literally just watching him play paintball.
Well, maybe they were worried about Barrett. So Altamore's going to commit, and he might be getting a penalty on this one's going to be major. So that's just a bad break here.
And he was so frustrated those guys not supporting him.
Yeah, that's just a little too much here. So a major penalty going to be called on Thunder. It's going to pull off everyone that's left. And is there going to be anyone left alive, though, on Aftermath?
No one left alive.
Looks like a possible no point, as there wasn't anyone left alive here for Aftermath. Mesa is John at one of the refs, though, trying to plead his case, and rightfully so in this situation.
Well, he had already been eliminated, so he's trying to say that he was back in before the penalty.
Yeah, the refs are going to talk it over, but major penalty. Altimore had played so well up into that point, and it looked like he got the first guy clean, but then he got shot in his back, took a couple more steps right in front of the referee.
Yeah, he didn't
and that's
know
going to draw a
Barrett was
major
passing
penalty.
him.
Yeah, it's going to draw a major penalty every time. So let's get a look at this close here from Altimore. So Altimore's in there, shooting, gets that free kill, as Thomas Kim had no idea that he was on that side. And then here's the close. He launches, and you're going to see some paint. He gets the first one clean, but then takes those
Gets
couple
shot
steps.
right there,
yeah, you
and
can
then
see
shoots the next guy.
paint blowing up off his back, and then he gets the shot on
he got
Mesa.
shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Mesa screaming bloody murder. Those shots came from Joe Barrett. Mesa's like, no, I'm not coming out, man. That guy was hit. Because here's Barrett saving the day by just being accurate, and then he's over there pleading his case, too. I mean, that's pretty obviously blatant major penalty. So you can see the referees, the red flags of death go up. Referee pulling out everyone on Thunder. So I believe we're going to have a no point here on that one once they kind of sort it out, because it didn't look like there was anyone left alive on Aftermath after that chaos. So it still should most likely be 3-2 heading into it. So yeah, we definitely got blessed with some close games in this set. 1 point separating these squads in both games. 30 seconds to go before the start of this next point. ML Kings there on your screen. New York Extreme.
It's a beautiful morning at the paintball field, Matty.
Yeah, we're in Florida. It's not humid yet, so
Excuse me,
it's not raining.
I'm gonna enjoy one of these liquid deaths.
Ah, yes, the delicious liquid death. Crisp mountain spring water.
That's some refreshing mountain water. So
yeah,
tasty.
It is a beautiful morning
It
here.
is a beautiful morning. Thank you, Joe.
A little outside of Orlando, Florida, across the street from the Gaylord Palms. Good paintball weather so far. Can heat up later, though.
Snake corner from ML Kings. Looks like he was eliminated. Looks like ML Kings might be dropping another one. 2 refs running in. No, he's okay. So 4-on-5 advantage here for New York as Jerry Scary Caro gets into their snake and starts assassinating players in the center of the field. Player might get a penalty for that. Got shot in the pack and hit his pack. Yeah, Timmy's going to go in there and throw that penalty. Jerry Caro gets a bonus, gets another one. Lots of kills there for Jerry Caro. Harris Hussein, the only one shot there for New York Extreme.
And that's why Jerry Carl does this like every 3 or 4 points, right?
You know what they say about Jerry?
What?
Jerry's scary.
Jerry is scary.
When Jerry does what he does, he's super scary, man.
Yeah, but he's just, every team he's been on, every tournament I ever watched him play, every 3 or 4 or 5 points, he has a huge point, goes off, shoots 3 or 4
he's
guys.
so entertaining to watch, right? Because he does it differently than everybody else. Where everyone else has the timing where they slip in and shoot 4 or 5 guys in the pack, Jerry goes right in your face and shoots 5 guys in the face.
He's a brawler. He's definitely one of the
100%.
brawler first attackers.
Yeah.
He,
old school
he
NorCal
almost
guy.
likes to be in, he wants
100%.
the pressure. He's looking for the pressure. He's not the most crafty snake player.
Not yet.
He
He's
wants
coming.
to be. He wants to be smashing you in the face, but every now and then, and it happens frequently, and that's why having a guy like he's one of the when he's on, he's an elite snake attacker.
Scary Jerry, man.
Yeah, let's get a look here at this replay. As Jerry Carl did get a little help with the penalty, but he got that first kill to even get that penalty, and then just obliterates this guy because of the position. But that's the power of this snake side. You see these ladder snakes, and if you can get all the way down, and because if you don't have a body out wide or anyone in to contain with you, and you don't get sloppy, you're not going to get shot. So, or unless somebody runs you down.
Yep. Yeah, if you get in that snake and there's no one in the snake, and you don't go forward, you're kind of demonstrating that you don't understand how the snake is supposed to be played.
Looking at line here, Sakaguchi going to be getting a spin there with Gomez. Gomez been doing a good job. Patty Gleason in there is the missile.
Yeah, I would like to see Gomez release a little bit later in the points, not just play that defensive mode. You know, get those kills, and once you get those kills, go through and get another guy. Don't just sit there and lock that zone down, because eventually they'll figure out how to get around that zone. But the more you go through the middle and get creative and get people, the harder it is to figure that out.
And looks like Mesa going to be getting another spin. Joe Barrett, Frank Antetomaso, Thomas Kim, and Josh Hallberg.
That's the line.
Yeah, that's kind of with Aftermath right now. It's like, who are they going to be? If they continue to move on in this tournament, who are they going to go to as their core starting 5? I like who they have out there right now.
I like Joe Barrett going through the middle so much better than when he sits in the back.
And he's been playing fearless up there.
Yeah, 4-on-5
Very
advantage.
aggressive.
Thunder wins the breakout again.
Yeah, Thunder,
shot Thomas Kim on the break for Hallberg.
Yeah, Thunder shooting Kim off that D side, which is the best kill you can get on Aftermath.
Thunder's in the snake too, Matty.
Yeah, it's Altimore again, and Altimore's going to get the easy inside kills. Barrett had no idea he got to that
He was
spot.
looking for Barrett this time.
Yeah, well, Barrett he was focusing on that D side, and Altimore gets in the snake. Got another body coming off with Hallberg going to take the walk, and here comes Mesa is going to try to do damage control, and looks like they've seen enough. They're going to concede the point. Thunder is looking, the newer squads so far have looked good.
I agree,
Hurricanes
man.
looked outstanding.
I agree.
Thunder is looking really good here against a tough Aftermath team.
And this field is very, very breakout dominant, man. If you lose this breakout and you're stuck in the pocket, it's going to be a tough point.
Yeah.
I want to see how fast Ryan's on the clock. Ryan Gray?
Oh, you mean Ryan Brand?
Ryan Brand, sorry, yeah.
From X Factor. Quickest in the league on the concessions, but yeah, it's been impressive, you know, because with all these changes in the offseason, until we actually get to the tournament, we talk about it a lot because it's, you know, fun to break things down, but you just have no idea what actually is going to happen. We didn't know what the Hurricanes were going to do.
This is a big
when faced with pro competition. I mean, obviously, they have a lot of games to play now, and they know it's just going to get harder, but
big point here for New York Extreme, relying heavily on Harris Hussein, who's been struggling a little bit here. They keep spinning him though, so we shall see. Good breakout for both teams, 5-on-5.
Yeah. Tie game right now.
Tie game. See who'll flinch here. This is a big point for New York. They've been really working on kind of their maturity and being able to play the longer, slower points and working together more as a team than as individuals. And this is a good test for them. A lot of pressure here. Tie score, 5-on-5. ML Kings make the first move from the corner into the Dorito inset.
Yeah, and Extreme with a decent crossfield spread, and they're all gunned up here. Now is Cantor, I believe, is going to come back to the can. A little tactical retreat here to get a better look, but a little bit more aggressive. ML Kings taking some ground.
ML Kings now in the snake and the Doritos. New York cannot afford to play defensively here for too long because once ML Kings go forward in the snake and outside of that 40 Dorito, they're in the V now and the 50 snake. Big advantage here for ML King. They have better field position.
Getting into D2 though outside, but look at this, 3 bodies there on your screen as the ML Kings filter another one up.
Well, when they need Harris Hussein here to attack and get in the snake, he's stuck himself in the God position looking inside. Pat Kraft gets peeled off. And now, Harris Hussein need to get in the snake much earlier in this point. Check off and stop playing defense across the field.
Yeah, and they lose another body. Yeah. Is that Stetzel walking off?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just, I mean, this is an aggressive layout. You have to take ground. It's tough, but ML Kings just perfectly showed that it's going to be very difficult to win points, even with a lot of bodies left alive, if you get beat up the field. So they get Donaldson in the snake.
Yeah.
They get 3 bodies pushing up on the D side, and Extreme was trying to contain them, did a poor job of it, and then just started losing gunfights.
If you're not containing, you've got to attack, right? And if you're not containing and you're not attacking, you're losing points.
Yeah, I mean, we always say it just because it's so true. If you're going to play defense, you got to make your shots. And they definitely did not make the shots in that one. That was just a really solid, beautiful, aggressive point from the ML Kings. So Thunder, 1-point lead right now over San Diego Aftermath. Aftermath in the division with Houston Heat, Thunder, New York Extreme, and the ML Kings. And so, you know, if you're Aftermath or Thunder, kind of those are, you know, Thunder's sitting at tier 3, Aftermath's at tier 2, Heat they're sitting at the top. For New York Extreme and ML Kings, it's kind of a must. You got to beat. You got to beat the lower ranked teams.
Yeah,
man.
both of these guys beat the lower ranked teams, or you force yourself in a position where now you have to beat a team that's even better than the team you lost to.
Yeah.
4-on-3 advantage here for Aftermath.
So Aftermath winning the break this time, giving Thunder a little taste of their own medicine again.
Well, and they stayed in the pocket, Matty. Once they've switched to in the pocket, they haven't lost their outside bodies.
So.
And they've been pretty creative with getting out of the pocket.
Getting back right up into that. Aftermath has been doing a stellar job of attacking the center of the field.
I
agree. They get to that brick. It's been a big reason that they're in this game.
Now they're in the snake as well.
Yeah, they get Baldwin in the snake.
We said it earlier, but I really like Joe Barrett going up and playing up the gut much more than I like him sitting in the back.
Well, we've been asking for more offense, more consistent offense out of Aftermath in general.
Yep.
And we are seeing a little bit here, you know, and particularly up the middle of the field.
Yeah, Thunder, though, is just conceding this point. If you're never going to get into the snake or even try to get into the snake, and you let the other team in the snake, you're definitely going to lose the point.
And they don't have anyone even close to in position. In fact, they have one gun this way, and it's the back center.
Yeah, no one's even thinking about it, really.
Which allows Mesa to just glide easily right behind Baldwin.
But they're playing like they're down, like they're up 4 or 5 points, Aftermath is. Whereas, I mean, with 2 guys in the snake and no one on your side of the field, you might as well crawl up the field and tie this game up.
Well, Baldwin crawls right to the 50-yard line.
Thomas Kim taking a walk from the D side.
So it's going to be up to the snake side because it doesn't look like they have, no other attackers over there on the D side of the field. The closest bodies in the back center. Looks like he might want to move up, though.
I love how Mike Mesa is standing over the top of the snake, Mike and Matty, and just blasting.
It's just gun dominant, pushing people around. Mesa doing a real good job of helping get Barrett up the, not Barrett, but Baldwin up the field. Barrett's been at that 50-yard line, shutting this D side down the whole time. Baldwin looks inside, gets the kill on Gleason. Nice job here, as Baldwin's doing work here in this point, trying to make up for that penalty. Gets another kill. He's going to get, Looks like shot as they try to get out wide here for Thunder, able to do it. Problem was is Baldwin had just done too much work already, so Mesa's going to be able to just easily run in.
It's a good game, man.
Yeah,
44 with 4:30 left.
A really good game. Really good game.
See if New York can make some adjustments. They need a little bit more backup, I think, for Jerry Carr on the snake side.
Mike Mesa looks like he hasn't lost a step.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Mesa, long-time Aftermath. Gritty guy out there. He's always animated, and you got to have him in the pits with you to get you pumped up. But, you know, did take a little bit of a break, but, I mean, you couldn't tell.
No, for sure.
Could not tell. Also got a big deal going on. This event here is webcast brought to you by Bunker Kings. And you can save. Here, go to bunkerkings.com. Buy 2, save 20. Buy 3, save 30%. Buy 4, save 40%. Use the code. And mix and match, too, on the products. Bunker King, Go Sports. Use that code Go Sports to get those big savings. Got about 20 seconds to go before the start of this next one. Looks like Carl, looked like he was going to be on the same side with Stetzel, but try to fake him out here.
High-tech stuff going on.
Yeah, Carl going to be going towards the D side.
ML King's a good breakout. They take the Dorito and the God bunker. Doesn't look like they lose anybody. New York Extreme go 2 up the gut, but it looks like they lose 1.
Yeah,
Arslan.
4 on 4 actually.
4 on 4, yep.
Yeah, Navarro gets peeled off too. 4 on 4 situation. 4:22 to go.
New York needs to go into offense mode here, right? They get stuck too long in this defense. Josh moves out from the center tower into the Dorito. Arslan really, in practice, Matty, was really stepping up and playing much, much better. Him and McLean were playing really well together. Good move outside there to the corner for ML Kings. 4 on 4 here. New York tries to get in the snake and gets caught. That's Tip Stenzel getting caught, trying to go to the snake. Advantage here, ML Kings 4 on 3 now.
Big moment too here, 3:47, and here goes a big fill all the way across.
That was an amazing fill. Got caught at the very last second.
Just barely clipped as he almost made it all the way across the field. Josh Taylor on the D side, though, going to try to start pushing up here for New York Extreme. ML Kings here are going to be losing another body on your screen. That's Connor Kelly. Good shot out of his spot.
I think Josh was messing with his gun, like his gun is down. He's pointing to that his gun is down. So I think it might be a 2-on-2, but with Josh's gun down, it's really a 2-on-1. Talking it out.
Yeah, just tense moments right here. Good communication from back and forth as the game almost on the line right now. 3 minutes left to go. ML Kings with a 1-point lead. Extreme trying to tie it up. Looks like Taylor's messing with his gun, though. Not the best time to be doing gun surgery, but you have to do it.
His gun's been down the whole time. He's been trying to communicate to George McLean that his gun is down. It's actually 2-on-1.
Big moment then for the new player here on New York Extreme. McLean, no hopper there on the gun for Josh Taylor. Trying to use his voice as the weapon. Looks like he's going to be breach loading paintballs.
Yeah, if he can go forward into the other team's forward and at least get those guys to shoot at him, they'll take some of the pressure off George, and George might be able to get out to the snake.
Donaldson is zoned up from the insert bunker here, snake side.
Great fill there from George. Let's get outside.
Taylor going to go past the 50-yard line to hopefully draw Donaldson's gun a little bit more.
Donaldson in the snake.
McLean. It's a big moment for McLean right now. He's in a tough spot, though, as Taylor can't help out with his gun at least.
Yeah.
Time burning off this clock. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left now.
Josh Taylor now in the Dorito side of ML Kings.
Oh, did McLean just get the shot in on his
foot?
Oh, he just barely missed it. Oh, but he did get that shot. This is a huge point right now so far for McLean. Here goes Peterson. John Peterson's going to make the big move for the ML Kings. It's going to be a race to the bunker. Peterson stops, and he forces McLean to check. And then he's going to get him cross field.
Wow.
So what a great job again. Peterson stepped up earlier, and it looks like he's going to be doing it again. No, is that Kyle Berry? It's Kyle Berry. So Kyle Berry, the hero right now for the ML Kings. That may be the difference maker here is Kyle Berry. You know, look, Taylor didn't have a gun, so he didn't have to deal with that. But, and it looked like he was just going to go gun dominant and race. It was going to be a race to the buzzer.
Yeah.
But he did stop. And then I was going to wonder if McLean was going to keep going, but he had, Berry put an accurate enough lane that forced McLean to check, and then he shot him. So just a beautiful job to save that point there by Kyle Berry and extend the lead to 2 with not a lot of time. That's going to force Extreme into a staggered attack, reckless situation. Man, that was a beautiful move by Kyle Berry. Well, another close one here, 4-4. 10 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Both Baltimores are going to be out there together. Got Gleason, Gomez, and you can't see who that other body is. Uh-oh, Gleason's gun's off. That's not a good sign. Yep, gets it going though.
Aftermath going to that same predictable breakout. It's working for him. Stay a lot. 4 in the pocket, occasionally 1 outside, but keeping those guys in the pocket and win that breakout is giving them much better opportunities to win these points. 4-on-4 here, Maddie. Aftermath loses their first player. Looks like Thomas Kim from the Dorito side. 4-on-5 advantage here for Thunder as they go up to the center brick. And now instead of just playing defense, so it looks like Adam might be looking to go through if that's Adam in the center. Aftermath 3 across the back. Snake corner. No. Snake can, Dorito can.
Now Gomez is still here, but definitely they're coming through.
Nice trade. Nice trade, Gleason. Gets Joe Barrett off the field there. 3-on-4 advantage now for Thunder. Big point here. Yeah, winner of this point might win this match.
No, that aggression up the center has been working out, man. It's going to be interesting to see how those plays develop.
Well, and if you keep sending your guy up the gut, they're going to come get him, right? So now the second thing to do is send him up the gut and then put people outside to protect him so that when they try to go get him up the gut, you can catch those guys. It's like a tit-for-tat thing, situation.
Yeah, blow for blow.
It's like a blow-for-blow thing. It's like a bang-bang.
Baltimore gets into the snake. And a little reposition over here, I believe, for Hallberg.
Well, yeah, and
for Hallberg.
What Thunder wants to do is they want to win this point, but they want to take as much time to win this point as possible. There's 3 minutes left. If they can take like 2 minutes, 45 seconds to win this point, that would be ideal for them. They're controlling the field right now from the Snake 2 and from the Dorito 2.
If you're going to take the lead, you ideally would like to do it with as little time left as possible.
Aftermath filling Snake is huge. Might make up for that penalty he got earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Baldwin's been pretty solid. That penalty did cost him a bit, but it didn't really because they won that point right afterwards.
Yeah. Gomez takes the walk for Thunder as Aftermath pushes up to the rear side of the field. I think it's a 3-on-3 here, Maddie.
Yeah, also at the 50-yard line on the D side, it looks like for Aftermath, and Thunder is repositioning up there as well, too. See who's going to win that battle. And here comes Baldwin. Baldwin creeping up. Going to try to get the drop here on Altimore as body coming off. Oh, but Altimore gets the shot in on Baldwin.
Aftermath goes through Drew.
Yeah, Aftermath going to try to break things open. It's Frank Tommaso who could steal this point, and here comes Hallberg's going to come up and trade out. And if that's a clean trade, it looks like, no, Hallberg's still alive with Frank Tommaso's going to wave off Hallberg. And Frank's doing it smart, though, right?
Can't believe Thunder's not conceding this point.
Yeah, you got to concede the point here to keep the time on the clock.
Come on, Thunder, concede.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, finally they figured it out, but wasted a few precious seconds potentially. We're seeing very quick points out here, but when you go down and you know you're going to lose that point, immediately concede. 2:15 is better to work with than 2:05.
For sure.
Still, great job by Josh Hallberg and a beautiful job by Frank Tommaso over there on the D side to steal that point away.
Yep.
In what was a pretty close battle.
Got to lean on those starters every once in a while, right? Every once in a while you got to step up, have a big game.
Yeah, and Frank again is nursing a little bit of a hamstring injury too that he's having to play through, but didn't look like it was bothering him too much over there in that point. A little bit of a different story here. ML Kings up by 2 over New York Extreme, and Extreme doesn't have any time to mess around. They're going to have to be running up this field and trying to shoot bodies and die on their sword if things don't go well. Really good break. Oh, they actually pulled him out.
Yeah.
So Carl tried to get a little bit of a jump on the horn, and it cost him his body, so that's a mistake. Harris Hussein diving in the snake, and he gets shot trying to take ground. But again, down by 2 with just 1 minute and 38 seconds left. You're getting no criticism for pushing forward right now.
No, I just wish Harris would have tried to have been offensive earlier in the match when the match is super close, not wait until it's an automatic thing, like obviously he has to go.
Well, you guys have to get somebody in the snake on a regular basis.
For sure. When those points where he was in the God looking to the real side, those would have been ideal.
If it's not Carl or Stetzel, it's got to be somebody has to get in there.
Somebody's got to do it.
So speaking of being in the snake, here comes Betancourt.
I guess New York needs to start looking at margin now.
Yeah, because that's a team that goes 2-2 a lot and counts a lot of points at the end of the prelim. So
Arslan's going through assassinating people. Arslan's going to get this point. Oh, he gets caught. Oh, they get a major, or that better not be a major on Arslan. Oh, that was a major on Arslan, I believe.
Yeah, I was looking at Betancourt about to run in to hit the buzzer, which he did as Arslan made that move. And as I look over, Arslan's in their backfield, but he already had 5 or 6 hits on his back. So it looks like those hits came from Connor Kelly, who was right behind Betancourt in the snake. So good for Kelly to keep his head on a swivel, because it did look like Arslan was about to break it open
for sure
for a second. But there's Louis Betancourt on your screen. Really become a star here for the ML Kings, is mostly the first attacker. He's very versatile, so he won't always be in there. They have multiple bodies that can play that role, but he's been, for me, the main guy in the snake that's done most of the damage.
The consistent first attacker.
Yeah. They can get Donaldson over here. Kelly can play over here too. but Louis Betancourt he's their best snake guy. Yeah, so point is going to be approved, which means Major was most likely on Arslan. So that's not great here for New York Extreme, but they didn't look bad. They don't look terrible. ML King's looking kind of as advertised.
Yep.
Looking like they did at World Cup last year, making a Sunday.
Well, and this is what New York does a lot, right? We were really, really close in the match, and then there's a little bit of gap, a little bit of controversy, and all of a sudden the other team kind of pulls away a little bit because they're more focused.
Still, this was also a close one as well, too.
Man, this is a good one.
Yeah, but Aftermath, after going down early, comes back to take a 1-point lead here.
Yeah, once Aftermath pulled the tape guys out, kept them in the pocket, so didn't feed Thunder those first 2 kills, it's been a much more competitive
But then
game.
Aftermath is still doing a job of getting out and battling their way
For
up
sure.
the field, but they've also been doing a great job of punching first with Barrett up the center.
Look at that, 3 guys in the middle through Thunder. I love that. 3 guys in that tower.
Well, Thunder's going to send Map Chim up to do battle here with Barrett, and Map Chim, the lethal Cambodian, he's not scared. It looks like he wants to run through here. He's going to switch, though. Barrett's looking that way. You're always trying to listen for that gun to see which way he's shooting. He's going to go right into the gun and trade out, which is fine.
Yeah, you know if you go that way, you're going to get him for sure. Obviously, you go the other way, you might get someone else as well. Good point here for Thunder as they crawl down the snake.
Yeah, Altimore, he's been doing this quite a bit, man. He's been very much a present threat here for Thunder. And maybe gets the kill on Hallberg out wide. He does. And Frank's going to have to reposition, but then he's going to get shot in that reposition. And
ooh, it's going to be good, Matty. Tie game with a minute left.
well, Altimore still with a little bit of work to do. And then they're going to get that last kill.
Yeah.
On
4-on-1 again. Gomez is releasing really late through the middle, Matt. I'd like to see him get off that defense, get off the offense earlier.
Well, that's been kind of the story, right? Is the center is a big part of this layout, and we like what we're seeing out of Barrett and the big bites that Aftermath's been taking. But Gomez has been shooting a lot of bodies on the break from that first initial burst, and then going up, and he's doing a good job of controlling survivability. But yeah, Thunder's a touch less aggressive up the center, but they've also sent Chim up there a few times. So it's been an interesting kind of tactical battle on the game plan in the center of the field, and a dead even here through 10 points. Again, different story in this one is ML King's starting to pull away a bit, and you had brought up margin, Rich.
Yes.
New York Extreme, margin's killed them in the past, so definitely need to think about margin. Taking a 3-point loss is much better than taking a 4-point loss.
Yeah, in the past, the team's always just kind of run on passion and emotion, and we're trying to do like a little bit more logical and a little bit more thought out process. But it's a working model. We're going forward. We're not there yet, but we'll get there.
Okay, so
New York starting with 3 players.
Yeah, it's not the best,
no.
but they just really need to. So yeah, well, let's get a look here. So here's Arslan pushing up the center of the field. Let's see where the hits come from. He's about to get shot back.
Right there, right there in the leg.
Yeah, gets
That's
the
the
hit
first
leg.
one.
Still going.
Yeah, still going. 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, and get shot again.
So he either hit on his knee pad and he didn't feel it, because you're always going to get a penalty in that situation when you catch one that big on your leg. It did hit him on the knee.
Well, he did have 4 in the back.
Well, I think the shots came a little bit later. Okay. I think the penalty was assessed on that leg hit.
I gotcha. So what you're saying is once you get shot, you just can't shoot anyone else.
That's the principle.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Did anyone explain that to Arslan? Because I feel like he's playing at a disadvantage. You know what?
He's been here for a while.
After this point, I'm going to run down and explain that to him.
I think it was one of those knee pad hits he just didn't feel. It was directly on his knee.
You know what? That's exactly what it was.
That's what he's going to tell you.
No, what he's going to say is, one lucky ball, Rich. One lucky ball came out of nowhere.
So, clock's running here. 33 seconds to go before the start of what should be most likely the last point. ML King's looking good here. And we talked about how important it was. You got to win this one, man. If you're playing the two, if you're in tier 4 and you're playing tier 5, which is Kings and New York Extreme, this is the game you got to win, because it's only going to get harder on paper, right?
And they won those close points, and then when they got up on points, they went out and played defensively, started shooting up our guys, trying to attack down the tape, and then after that, just cruised.
Yeah, so we'll see here. Is it going to end with 3-point spread, 4-point spread, 2-point spread? it'd be tough to make it 2. Just 3 bodies out there. See what Cantor, Hussein, and what's that third body? Carl. Carl gonna get out wide. Just 45 seconds left.
Harris gets shot.
Yeah, if I'm ML Kings, I'm definitely gonna want to try to steal this point, get that 4-point margin.
Pad that margin for sure. Well, and they're a lot of friends on the 2 teams, so obviously you want to put on them a little bit anyway because their buddy Kyle Berry's from New York, kind of grew up with the same brothers. Oh, and here goes another penalty. Yeah, New York Extreme unfortunately falling apart a little bit here.
Spread.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna maybe burn it. No, they're gonna hit it. Okay, so we'll see another point. I don't think they're gonna burn that 11 seconds off. But I don't think the ML Kings are gonna risk their margin they've already put on the board by a reckless run in 11 seconds. And with Extreme, I wouldn't either, to be honest. Not at this point. So, yeah, just a little bit of some bad breaks and some little miscues here from Extreme. They do have 3 games to work with, and they have beat top teams before. Extreme, again, going to have to now play Thunder, Aftermath, and Heat. And but, you know, we've seen them hang with Heat before. They've almost beat Houston Heat. They beat the Russians. They've hung with top teams.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely capable, just have to execute.
Yeah, just not making it easy on themselves.
Yeah.
Right now. Aftermath and Thunder here, though, locked at 5.
Oof. Minute left or so in the match.
Tough to call who has the momentum right now, to be honest. But the fact that Thunder looks this good with the merger with the Bears, that's a good sign of things pointing forward for them.
Both teams with 5 alive, Matt. Oh, nope.
And both teams going to be
Allbird
attacking that center again. Yeah, two bodies coming off for Aftermath here.
Maybe 3. Is Barrett coming out?
Running referee, and we're going to see a penalty maybe assessed. Yeah, this is an absolute disaster for Aftermath here in this one. One of the quickest points we've seen out here in these 2 sets.
1-point game, 30 seconds left, Matty.
Well, Thunder in a real good position to, just like the Hurricanes, New Orleans Hurricanes come in and just absolutely obliterate Uprising. This obviously different story, close battle here, but we, you know, on paper, Aftermath's the favorite in this one.
For sure.
That team's been together longer. Also a newer squad still with the squad that him and his put together, and they've had a lot of mix-ups, some injuries and stuff that they've had to deal with. But the fact that Thunder just merged with the Bears, 5 from each squad, and they're looking this solid against a really tough team.
Yeah, and literally you have 2 teams from separate coasts, right? It's not like one guy from the other coast or 2 guys from the other coast are coming in. It's like literally half your squad is on the other coast, and that's tough. So they've done a really good job making those adjustments.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering here if they are going to play out.
We just got 2 more minutes on the clock.
Yeah, well.
Gomez walking out there for Thunder.
Yeah, so it's like they probably just closed it out, that other game. So, yeah, Gomez going to be the first one to come out. Looks like Gleason as well, too. But he's going to the wrong starts box.
He's confused. Here comes Aftermath.
Yeah, so, man, this is a tough one for Aftermath. 35 seconds to work with here. Staggered attack on this one. Still run that body up to the center. You're just going to have to take some big bites to get out wide.
I think
so maybe multiple bodies up the center.
They might have brought Cousin in and go snake on the break because he's small and fast and just been like Cousin just all the way to their end. I think Thomas came outside too, that Fedorov run around the corner deep into that V40.
Yeah, running and gunning.
And then 2 guys, or what Thunder did with the 3 guys up to that tower and spit out from there.
Well, we're about to find out here.
So many options.
Yeah, 43 seconds before the start of the point that's going to decide it. Still, though, just very impressed with what we're seeing here out at Thunder. Altimore's been playing well. Gomez. I mean, pretty much the whole squad looks like Scotty Graham out there. Matt Chim's been getting up the center. Patty Gleason's been in there attacking. So they are going to run off the time for the ML Kings Extreme match. Final score 7-3.
Save another margin point. That's good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Thunder on the left. Aftermath on the right. Huge point here. Aftermath has got to go.
On the breakout here.
Kim to the burrito.
Yeah, just 30 seconds to work with. So you have Aftermath, they get a body into the snake here, and then here comes the big move in the center of the field. Frank's going to run through. He's untouched so far. Actually, I don't think that's Frank's. Mike Mesa. Here comes Mike Mesa. He's going to come through. He's going to get 1. He's going to get 2. No penalty assessed. It's clean so far as Baldwin is going to hit the afterburners and be able to get in to tie this game up here at 6 with just 9 seconds left to go.
Wow.
What a great point for Aftermath, and what a beautiful, like I said, Mike Mesa has not lost a step. He's going to get a bunch of pats on the back and some high fives here in the pits as he goes in, being the hero in that one. Goes
How about
up the
that
center.
momentum shift?
Oh, he's pumped up, man.
Yeah, Aftermath is fired up. Going to have a lot of momentum going into that overtime point.
Well, it was also good, you know, another pickup coming back to so Mike Mesa, you know, a star on the team back in the day, comes back and has a big moment here. Baldwin coming back into the fold. He gets into the snake, and the fact that he was that close, so Mesa comes through, causes the chaos, gets the kill. Baldwin, you know, eyes downfield, trying to count bodies, knows he barely has any time left, and then was able to, you know, run in there and hit that buzzer on the time. So, yeah, tense moments here, and what a great match. Probably going to see an overtime point with 9 seconds, it looked like, left on the clock, maybe even less, which means, you know, you come out, they'll shoot each other for a little bit. I don't think we typically will play those points. Yeah, let's get a look at here at some replays. And it's just nasty battle between Aftermath and Thunder. So on the breakout,
Mesa shooting from that dead spot right there in the middle. Nobody put any paint back on him.
Yeah, and then Mesa launches, goes to that wedge as Baldwin gets in the snake. Baldwin hits the deck, crawls up, goes right to the 50. No one's stopping him. No one's shooting in. Finally catches an angle, but stays low. So he stays low, and then Mesa launches. So everyone's looking at Baldwin over here and putting his paint that way. And then here comes Mesa. Actually didn't even see Gomez at first at the tower, but Gomez was focused on that D side, and then, you know, just ran right at that bunker, at that can, and was able to get that kill. And then Baldwin, heads up play from Baldwin to run in there, hit that buzzer, and tie the game up at 6.
Very nice close from Aftermath.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, they only had, what, some 33
execute
seconds to work with.
A 30-second play, and they did it really, really well.
So everyone take notes. That's the quick play right there. Sometimes you got to show your hand early, right?
Early and often.
Well, they needed to pull. You always have to have an aggressive 30-second play. It's got to be in your bag of tricks. It's difficult.
Regular rotation,
low percentage
right?
play.
You should be running it regularly so that when you have to run it, you're like, oh no, now we're doing this play that we never do. It's like, hey, this is just our regular 30-second play we do all the time.
So, yeah, again, I'm just interested to see it. Yeah, it looks like don't think we're headed right to overtime. We'll see, though. But typically play when there's 9 seconds left. They'll play it. It's more of like because there have been 9-second points.
No, there's never been a point under 9 seconds for sure.
Yeah, Chad Boucher's got himself like a 7-second point, and Malloy.
I can't believe he didn't make any 7-second T-shirts.
Should have.
Come on, man.
Holds the record.
Where's your hustle? And again, when you do something like that, you retire immediately. Be like, bro, how long does it take you to win a point? Because it takes me 7 seconds, right? The rest of you guys are just boring me.
Yeah, so.
Thunder with 4 out there on the box. Aftermath starting to come on out. Aftermath definitely stealing the momentum here at the end of this match.
Yeah, so they're sending Mesa back out, and rightfully so. He's definitely earned back a spot on the starting 5. Thomas Kim, Frank Antetomaso, Barrett's been playing well at the center, and they're going to send Baldwin out. He's been doing his job on the snake side. Yeah, Aftermath, even still with some losses of personnel, still pretty deep, though. You know, they still have guys on the bench that are competent, they feel
for sure
confident in.
Well, it's programs, right? Like the guys on the field and on the bench are equally part of the team, right? The guys on the field sometimes are getting help and support by the guys off the field. It's a working progress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's contributing, everyone's pushing the same direction. So and that's what team sports are all about, not about individuals. Aftermath losing 1 on the break. Thomas Kim looks like his gun might be down. Might be a 4-on-5 advantage or worse if Thomas can't get that gun back up. Looks like his gun's back up now. So 4-on-5 advantage for Thunder. Again, they win the breakout. No one on this side of the field for Aftermath except for the Snake Can, which is putting them into disadvantage. If they can keep him contained there. But there goes Joe Barrett through the trio side.
Joe Barrett, big aggressive move here. We are in overtime, so this will be the deciding point. And door opens a bit right now for Aftermath as the body comes off. Let's see if they can take advantage of this, though.
I don't like that move, though, Matty. It was 4-on-5. Now it's 3-on-4, right?
Yeah, they did lose that body early. If they hadn't lost that body, different story, right? But now it is, it is. But and then does anyone take advantage of that? Because if they were able to get outside wide,
make a big play off of it.
Exactly, but no one did. So Barrett does run through and gets a body, but it does create a situation where now it's 3-on-4 in favor of Seattle Thunder here in overtime.
Yeah, Thunder should have used that opportunity of Mike Mesa readjusting his position there to get in the snake, because there's no one stopping the snake for Aftermath. Everyone's looking Dorito side for Aftermath. All 3 players for Aftermath are Dorito side only.
Aftermath repositioning a little bit as Mesa gets out here into the Aztec, and they get a little bit of penetration with Kim, who goes into inside D2.
Yeah, this Thunder player in the snake corner just really dropped the ball by letting Mesa fill 3 bunkers, looking inside and never even attempting to get in the snake. Now Mesa in the snake, looking inside. He can shoot the center of the field and the Dorito side. He can control most of the field from that position. Thunder's just playing too defensively here as as Aftermath launches into the V40 over there. Looks like Frank in position over there.
Yeah, Aftermath playing the aggressor even down a body.
Yeah, for sure. Right, because on this field, if you sit back, the people figure out where you're sitting back and where your gaps are and just work around them. Oh, there goes another Thunder player down. Yeah, Thunder had this point. They just went to defensive mode, specifically the guy in the Dorito snake corner, and conceded the point. They went from 4-on-3 to 3-on-1.
Yeah, not a bad look overall at all for Thunder. I mean,
no,
Thunder
better than they expected, right?
Thunder looked really good in this match, but they just and a scrappy Aftermath just individually in certain moments, guys stepping up and winning some points out here. But good job by Frank on that. D side kind of blew it open, and Mesa and then Thomas Kim as well too. So yeah, and winning a 3-on-4 initially and playing the aggressors down bodies in overtime to steal this win.
Thanks for a great match, guys.
So, yeah, congratulations to Aftermath and the ML Kings taking the wins here in this set. Next up is going to be Impact taking on AC Diesel. Be Impact's first match. Diesel dropped one to Legion, and then Legion will be taking on Uprising, who got shut out by the new kids on the block, New Orleans Hurricanes. Stick around here, 2022 NXL Sunshine State Major, brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Matty Marshall. See you in just a few.